dark, looking for the perfect mark. You think you found the one, so grip the handle of your gun and move to block your target's way.
Hi! Welcome once again to Arcana Corps, Mysteries in the Unconscious, the tabletop RPG actual play that uses both two systems at once, because I am indeed that bitch. I am your host, once again, Nathan Blades, and with me I have four fantastic players. We have, let's start in an interesting order this time, we have Tom playing Sinichi.
Good evening, everybody.
We have Ruben playing Geun.
Ladies and gentlemen, represent. We've got all this and more in store.
We have Will playing Lucian.
Howdy, we like to get rowdy.
And last but absolutely not least, we have Marcy as Sabine.
Mosh, Sabine des.
We ended on a really interesting place last session. That I still wake up in a cold sweat at night thinking about the roleplay that we got out of the kind of tarot card reading. That was too sick. But we're going to be taking a break from that kind of tension and going for something a little bit lighter, because it is currently social links time. Because we are shamelessly a mirroring of the Persona series of video games. In between the main cases that we normally do, we have moments of downtime where our players can hang out with, well, basically any character that they've met so far in the setting, as long as they're alive, and nobody's died yet. Giving the opportunity to find out a little bit about the world, a little bit about each other, and maybe even gain some new social link powers along the way. But first, we should probably be doing the last time on, and I actually remembered to write the episode synopsis for last time, so it should be a bit smoother. Yay! Right. Ooh, are we even going to get the theme? There we go. Last time on Arcana Corps. Team Delta were on the case, solving an attempted murder and corporate sabotage on Elysium Island. Following the clues, they managed to track down a one Charlotte Washington, potential heir to the Atomicon Technologies throne and empire. She had actually organized this sabotage herself in order to be able to overthrow the actual bloodline heir to become the next leader herself. Becoming part of the Arcana of Justice, Charlotte took on the guise of the Prosecutor. Team Delta, entering into a shard of the collective unconscious, faced them down, and a vicious battle ensued. The Prosecutor revealed to be actually the mythos of Saint Michael, the patron saint of police. And in an attack that froze Sabine in place, Sabine awakened to a new power in her Arcana. The combat met a violent end as a berserk Sabine tore into justice, continuing even after it reverted back into Charlotte. Both Sinichi and Geun anticipated this transformation. A previous nightmare that they had fought produced a tarot card imbued with incredible power. Separately, they both plotted to duplicate the card and use the power for themselves. Sending him to make the switch, Geun manages to swipe and duplicate the card, leaving Sinichi to make a copy of the copy, unaware of what happened. Back in the real world, Charlotte is rushed to an ambulance, badly wounded. Sinichi hands over the twice duplicated tarot card to Keir Veleris, a fellow member of the Arcana Corps team Raider, who takes it after a long stare. Case closed, Team Delta head home for the night, though Lucian has a series of strange dreams, culminating in a possible vision of the future, where Sabine and Sinichi, Arcanas fully realized, do cataclysmic battle over the skies of Jungsberg. Is this truly the future that our heroes are going to encounter? Were these dreams real? Were they fake? Well, in the realm of stories, the line between fiction and reality is incredibly thin. and anything can happen if you believe hard enough. We now resume the next session of Arcana Corps Mystery in the Unconscious. Yes, indeed, yes, indeed, yes, indeed. We have a little bit of a cold open, so I'm just gonna go pull us there. Yes. And let's get some vibes as well. Everybody loves vibes.
Do love a vibe.
Am I right, ladies?
Garçon, can I get some vibes?
So, this is the next morning after your previous investigation onto Elysium Island. Geun, you, enter into the kind of main room of the apartment that you share with your dad, Delane Lapis Blue. Although it seems that he's not here. He must have already left for work. Or something. Actually, he's a stay-at-home dad, isn't he?
Yeah, like how I envisioned him, he's living off that piss poor veteran. What do you call that?
Stripend?
Yeah, stipend, pension, that kind of thing.
Either way, he appears to not be here, despite it being quite early in the morning, and there's no note either. He did give you a hard bollocking. He told you off for how late you came back from the case. And actually, what was your emotional state when you came back from the case?
I think normally when Geun comes home, he tries to sneak in and like he does the thing like, oh, I was in my room the entire time. He just didn't notice. But this time he like loudly announced that he was home to his dad, as if to like, I have this card in my possession now. I have some semblance of power. I'm going to announce that I'm here. I know I'm late. I'm confrontational.
Ooh. Yeah. And that didn't go down super well.
Nope.
You felt brave and bold for all of about 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Before the kind of yelling match started, and you live in an apartment, so your neighbors also weren't especially pleased. And eventually, you both went to bed wordlessly.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
But yeah, for a change, you don't see your dad around this morning, but you do, however, see on your kitchen table Kim.
Good morning.
Good morning, Buttercup. How you doing?
Pretty all right. I'm a little confused. Where's Dad?
Oh, well, I didn't see him either. After all, I'm joined at the hip with you. And Kim hops off the table and then goes to kind of like elbow you in the ribs, like
yeah, haha, ribs. Yeah, I get it. Do you want me to make you breakfast then? Because I normally make it for 2, but he's not here.
Well,
Do you eat?
That's a real good question. I sure fart a lot.
I was about to say, like, what do you eat for that kind of gas to emit, you know?
Oh, your dreams. I feed on your dreams.
You eat my dreams?
You think about it for a moment. You don't know that many myths, but you're pretty sure that's the wrong myth.
That's not I think that's a different culture. You're just you're eating right now. Dream eating is not I don't think that's part of this one. But you know what? You can do whatever you want.
Oh, you're getting book smart lately. That's good. Speaking of being book smart, I obtained a nice shiny bookmark for you yesterday.
Is it about the, I mean, I gotta say that switcheroo you pulled off, like I didn't expect Shinichi to also try it out.
Didn't expect a thing! What a sucker!
Yeah, buddy, I'm just gonna have to call you in for a high five here.
Oh, absolutely. Kim absolutely gives you a high five.
Yeah!
And because, you know, in some sense you're a one and the same, it is perfect.
Oh, hell yeah.
The slap is crisp and rings out in the early morning air. But, well. Oh god. I'm gonna have to be serious, aren't I? Well,
you're gonna have to be serious. I mean, what's there to be serious about? We got the card. We can basically do stuff with it. Isn't that
Stuff. Actually, I think that irritates Kim a little bit. Stuff. You have absolutely no idea what we have.
kind of? Is that? It's like someone's soul, right?
Not even. I mean, they're still alive. Although, like, Charlotte or whatever her name is did get the shit knocked out of her pretty bad, so maybe she's alive, I don't really know. Or care, to be honest with you.
So this is something other than a soul?
Oh yes, this is, well, pure, raw, compressed, 100% unadulterated fiction. Maybe that's a soul? I mean, it's a story.
This is Geun laughs at that. That's and it's here in card form, of course. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm not. This shouldn't faze me. No.
But it seems that you have to be a big boss man today and make a decision.
About dang time. About damn time.
There was like a silent single like heh out of Kim.
Sabine sneezes. None of us were there to witness it.
No. Yeah, I think that there is an actual moment of seriousness from Kim. So here's the deal. You can change so many things with this. So many. And this, I'm going to introduce a mechanic to you that could have potentially happened on the first case, but didn't. This piece of pure fiction is strong enough to actually change the real world. By believing in it, you can do all sorts of things that are broadly compressed into 5 categories, which I will also paste into the Roll20 chat so you can see them, but I'll read them out loud first.
Yeah.
Reformation. Reinstate a sense of consciousness and conscience in someone. Make them reject their delusions, though the collective unconscious itself will seek vengeance on you. Liberation. Close off a shard of the collective unconscious and turn it into something else. You can harness it yourself, though you'll be forming a pact with the unknown. Expropriation. Rewrite your own story to solve a problem. New problems may manifest as a consequence. Redefinition. Change a theme book you know the name of to any other theme book. Mark 2 crack or fade on it. And finally, occupation. Replace all your Logos themes with Mythos themes. You are now the protagonist.
I.
So, you got a big decision here. You can change, well, pretty much anything your heart desires. You can become super powerful, you can make your dad respect you, you can see your mom again.
The mention of mom, definitely, like you see the camera like zooms in on his fist and it's like closing and tightening. Like, this is kind of scaring me with the serious stuff. So it's kind of a lot to take in. So you're saying that this is, with this card, with this thing I can crush with my hand, like, I can make what I want.
Indeed. I mean, everything comes with a price, but...
Well, there's no price I wouldn't pay. Towards. And there's like I think a moment where he's looking off. I imagine like they're in the living room, right? In the living room kitchen, and there's just a tiny altar that Geun was allowed to set up for like his mom. You know, not an altar for the deceased or the departed, but someone who's
just in memory.
Yeah, in memory of. And there's like a quick glance at them at it. I think he sort of like automatically goes into some sort of automatism and lights the incense stick. And he turns back to Kim. When do I have to choose?
Well, You don't have to choose now if you don't want to, but the longer you hold on to this, eventually, someone's gonna find out that they don't have the real thing, and they might find out that you have it. Then what do you think they'll do?
Yeah. Take me out. No problem. Kim, I think I have 2 questions for you.
Shoot. Surprisingly, kind of like openly and without malice. Absolutely.
Okay. First question. Whose side are you on?
Kim smiles widely. Well, I'm you. I'm on your side. Well, I am you, but actually, I suppose even though we're one and the same, self-loathing is always a thing. Sometimes you can be your own worst enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Geun smiles a little bit, like it's a wicked smile, corner of his mouth just shoots up.
Mm-hmm.
My second question then. If I asked you what you would do with this card, what would you change about me in my life?
Huh. Well, you put me on the spot, haven't you?
Yeah, imagine how I felt just now.
Well, the thing is that, well, I am, in some ways, only ever going to be a 2-bit part. You know, I'm not the protagonist, but you can be. And you can do all sorts of things with that. But, well, the fact that I'm you, I know that you're not happy.
Yeah. No,
I don't know what you would have to wish for to make it happen. There are some things about you that even I can't dig deep enough to see, but I would figure that you would go and wish for something to make you happy.
Thing is, I'm so aware of all the things around me that are going wrong. My mom, my dad being as he is, school, all this. The responsibility of, towing the line with you and fiction breaking through reality. I know that's all the hard stuff, but I don't know what the good stuff is. And I don't think I should, as much as I want to wish my dad out of the picture, I think I need to find out what the good stuff is before I make any decision with this card.
Kim sits on the edge of the table and kind of kick-swings his legs, dangling legs. Well, it seems like you've resolved to not use the card for now. You got a soul-searching to do.
Yeah.
Develop within yourself a little bit.
So, let's be real though, I am gonna do some soul-searching on the quick, because I want to use that as fast as possible. Because it's still, pretty freaking cool.
Okay. And I think we will, okay. That's, yeah. We'll do it this way round. Alright? Well, I'll be keeping an eye out for you in case somebody decides to pickpocket you for it. But I'm glad you've managed to reach a decision on your own.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing what your wish is for yourself.
I'll keep it in mind, buddy. And I suppose you can't change my fortune for the better. That's not a thing you can do.
Well, I'm largely about karmic retribution for other people, but who knows? Yeah. Maybe it'll be your lucky day today. And with that, we bring to the end Case 2, Judge, Jury, and Executioner.
Ooh. Yay. I'm sitting on a nuke!
Oh, that seems really good.
Real fast, Nathan, I think a spam bot just posted in Twitch chat, so you probably want to...
Oh, cool.
I want to be famous.
How do I do that?
I think if you click on their name...
Yes.
How do you bugger up text that badly?
Cool.
I think it's to get around filters.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Uh,
Definitely a sign of skyrocketing popularity if we're getting the spam
Yeah,
bots.
no, I know, right? Gosh. Love being able to do this live. I've never actually had to do this before, so sorry, give me a second while I work out how to... Cool, it's been deleted.
So good.
Fantastic. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
can I get an instant replay of that?
Can we have that banning again in slow-mo? Get the kind of like...
As the
Xbox
ban hammer
360
descends
area,
from the heavens.
yeah, that 360 era like kill cam. Okay. So we are going to go and do the get into our social links proper. Fantastic. You've all told me what your social links are going to be in advance, so there is kind of an order to them. So we'll be going in that order unless something weird happens as how the scenes resolve themselves. But the school day occurs as normal, and 4 p.m. the bell rings and you are free for the day. We're going to be starting with Sabine's social link scene first. Where's your social link going to be taking place, Sabine? I mean, I know, but you should say.
Right. I would like to call Lucian to the roof of the school, Sabine's typical hideout.
I see.
Absolutely. Boop. Let's go make our way there after I do a bit of play area setup.
Everyone, fill the space.
Yeah. Vamp for a second, please. Thank
Okay.
you.
Blah, blah. Oh, not that kind of thing.
Oh my God, Count Dracula! It's so good that you're here with us.
They said stop, they count.
The count cannot be stopped.
What
He's invincible. He's coming for me now. Right. We find ourselves once again on the school roof of Migdal High School. Let's go and get the theme for that. Here it is. Despite, it being maybe late spring, it has a very, very big JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 energy, where the sky color is the appropriate to be moody under current circumstances. So we still get this amber and wine-hued sky, despite it maybe being about 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon.
Sabine,
sorry.
You told me to come here?
Hey, Lucian. How was your day today at school? Because I know that you pay attention to that sort of stuff.
To school? I mean, yes, I would imagine surely everyone does, but... It was fine. I did feel like I had a little bit on my mind, but it's okay. I think I still managed to get a pretty compelling, persuasive essay on my English class.
It's important to write well in your English class. That old Mr. Green is a real hard ass for grammar and punctuation. But anyway, I'm not here to do the typical truant officer bullshit small talk. Lucian, you want a cigarette? Something heavy I gotta talk about.
No, I'm fine. What's...
You're gonna want a cigarette.
I think Lucian, steps forward, takes a cigarette, and then just kind of fiddles with it in their fingers.
There, perfect. Fiddle object. Sabine lights her own and takes a big puff, blows it away from you conscientiously, and says, so Lucian, everyone in the group fell in line and sort of respects you, and she gives air quotes with that, as our leader of operations. You tend to do most of the talking with, fields, and are the face of the group when it comes to the important stuff. But I can't help but wonder, if you had to rate yourself here, pretend this is one of those fancy jobs that you see on the television with the higher up corporate CEOs and the fancy suits where they call you in for a test before you, if they
Sabine.
decide if they want to give you a raise or not. How would you rate yourself?
I'll admit I'm surprised you gave me as much credit as you did. Much as we're all a team, we are also all individuals, and I think that shines through more than anything else, which is not a criticism, but more that I am surprised you considered me a leader in the first place. But...
Well, even though we may not have ever said flat out that anyone is a leader, it kind of just fell into place that way. And you definitely get what needs to be done. But I was curious to hear what you thought about yourself in terms of leading the group.
I think Lucian's looking off at the sky and then gives a sidelong look at Sabine that is concerned, both in a compassionate way, wondering is something going on, but also concerned in a what's going on kind of look. And
as you look to the sky, actually, the wind picks up, and you can swear that the atmosphere of the space changed slightly.
Sabine kind of walks away from you, pacing sort of further away down the roof, smoking her cigarette. And she leans up, sort of elbows forward on a bit of a railing on the other side of the fence, the safe side of the roof, and she puffs out a big puff of smoke with a sigh, and she says, "Well, Lucian, in response to what you said earlier, just because I saw you as a leader doesn't mean I don't have concerns with some of your performance. If you're going to keep that title, or if you're going to be the leader, you have to handle some responsibilities that come along with that, and that's when your team fails, so do you. And we may have been really successful on the front of, stopping these fictional beings from ripping a hole in space-time or whatever it is. I'm still not quite sure what we're doing when we go in there. I just know that the group is starting to fracture, and surely you feel that."
Lucian looks down at the ground, and I think shadow is cast over the top part of their face, and we just get a close-up on their mouth. Yes, I've noticed too, and...
Lucian?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you this, and you don't need to roll for it. Do you remember your dream last night?
Oh man, that's an interesting question. I think the feelings remain, and it's there's some visuals from it that have stuck with them in a kind of muddy sense, but a lot of it, specifically who Lucian was speaking with, has been forgotten.
Mm-hmm. And Sabine,
Mm-hmm.
would you like to make a convince roll to put a tag on Lucian?
Oh, absolutely. I don't even care what the tag is. That sounds fun.
I mean, well, the tag is going to be really important in terms of how that sits on their spirit after the fact.
I want to put doubtful or introspective. Let's do introspective. That's the tag I want.
So go and give me a convince roll, please. What tags would you like to use for your roll?
Let me see here. Oh, I should be fine. I don't have to make any rolls today. It should be okay. I don't need that extra. Let's see.
Well, it's not as if that would have been a Logos theme anymore.
Well,
anyway.
you say that. I want to do seemingly innocent, and can't be too safe.
Okay. Go and give me a convince roll at +2. Oh, it's a miss. Okay, so you've kind of said.
I didn't. Oh, sorry, I didn't have the tags. My bad. I forgot it was
okay.
Gonna...
That would be
that was used
8.
to the other one.
So that would be a 7 to 9 mixed success.
Sorry, I was used to the other macro with the pop-up and the thing.
Yeah. No, I would love to be able to edit the API to put in all the Voidheart.
That was just a mistake on my end. I apologize.
No, it's all good. To be honest, do you wanna keep that 8 for a partial?
Yeah, no, the 8's fine for the partial.
Cool. So, that means let me double check the actual effects of convince, just so we can. It's been a hot second since we've done this move. So on a 7 to 9, to give in a little, but to protect their own agenda. So on a hit, so you can either choose to take what was it that you wanted to see, like self-doubt 2?
Yeah, introspective. I think is what I was
there
going
we go,
for.
very good. So Lucian, you can either take introspective 2, or give in a little but protect your own agenda.
I'll take introspective 2.
Excellent.
All right, I'll let that play out.
Think about it, Lucian. We're all going in our own directions now. We started out moving as one, and then, oops, Ichi took this exit off the highway. I took another. I can't even say that Geun and you are riding in the same car anymore.
Good timing.
Oh gosh, yeah. Something about that last statement about Shinichi going off the rails sits maybe funny with you. After all, has Shinichi been acting strangely? What has he been doing lately?
So I know you're about to transition the scene, but I think... Oh, okay, if not...
Go ahead. What are you going to say?
I think, just as a scene transition, Lucian just thinking about truly feeling that they understand this team or this group of individuals less and less, takes the singular cigarette and holds it up in front of their face with 2 fingers, and then they just watch as the wind picks up and blows it out of their hand.
Oh. Ow.
Lucian is straight edge.
Sabine, you get a social link up, but not all social links are positive ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes strong emotional connections can be made through negative experiences, and as such, link up!
Woo.
And,
So, do I have 1 hurt with Lucian now? or
yes,
is it...
you have
Yeah,
1
okay.
hurt with Lucian in addition to 1 help.
Alright.
And with that,
I love having a net, even with a character.
I mean,
I'm taking
that's
Shin
enough.
Megami Tensei neutral
The neutral
route.
route, yes. That is enough points to be able to invoke one of Lucian's special Arcana abilities. Should you?
Oh,
so choose.
fuck yes!
But yeah, you know, all social relationships are made of both good and bad. Very few are made of just one and not the other.
Oh, I'm gonna go read Lucian's links now.
Oh, I can read that for the chat, so everybody knows what Lucian's special abilities are. I think there's a way for me to show it to players as well. There we go, because then the stream can see it. Yes, good. The Magician Arcana represents setting plans into action, creativity, and reliance on your own talents. At their best, the Magician is inspiring, resourceful, and driven. At their worst, they're manipulative, egotistical, and power-hungry. When you try to use Lucian's Arcana powers in the real world, you get Ex Libris. Useful memory suddenly comes to mind relating to the situation. Describe what it is and gain 2 clue relating to that topic, meaning you can ask me 2 questions and I will answer them truthfully. If you use it in the collective unconscious, you get Avian Sign, Quoth the Raven, in proper Toho-style formatting. A raven made of quilled strips of paper appears in the scene. It automatically creates an opening and can be commanded on a drink-deep roll.
What? The combat crazy motherfucker is gonna go for a drink for creating an opening? Wow.
Well, you know, you might want to be Detective Kistner for a day. Who knows?
Oh no, I really like the outside of the unconsciousness as well. Those are 2 very useful moves from Lucian.
And Will design those moves themselves, which is one of the cool things about it.
I'm so not shocked to hear that after playing.
All right. Let's go move on to the next social link scene. Although Sunichi's is a little interesting. You haven't told me who you might want to invite on your social link yet. Do you? What is your social link scene first?
So Sunichi was planning on doing a magician show out on the festival coast as a front for trying to hide what you can get away with conjuring stuff from the out of reality into reality, and I believe Geun volunteered for potential for with the expectation of exactly what we're doing. So come dressed up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this bunny outfit. Yeah, I understand. I got it. No.
Bunny.
I think Geun's wearing. Actually, first, what is Shinichi wearing?
So I think Sunichi will actually be in his Mythos outfit. You'll probably find him sort of leaning up against one of the railings on the festival coast, the key in the background, and he'll be looking oddly focused, almost sort of frantic. Well, not frantically, sort of very, very focused on his phone, like he's doing a lot of activity, and almost chewing on his cigarette in a sort of slightly uncharacteristic display of nerves, which will completely vanish when he sees you coming.
All right, let's take us there.
Yeah.
We've not been to the festival coast yet this game, so
no.
Welcome to New Art Town.
Can I just add, Geun is wearing, because Delane was nowhere to be found, so he snuck into his dad's closet and got like a much too big dress jacket for his assistant's outfit. So he's now wearing shoulders much too padded for his teenage form.
Nietzsche tosses the cigarette into the sea and he'll grin. Geun, I knew you wouldn't disappoint. That looks...
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's noticeable. It stands out.
Why am I doing this again? I forget why I'm doing this again.
Well, honestly, it's more just a bit of a test of how far we can push things. I quite like to see, and figuring that if we have a bit of an audience, it might make what we do easier to do, if that makes sense. Given we've already come a few steps forward in the last few weeks, also, drawing the fact he's obviously in his Mythos gear rather than his actual school uniform. I do wonder if this is like an Emperor's New Clothes affair. I am wearing clothes, aren't I? I'll say, looking up just to check.
Geun looks out at the ocean, doesn't say a word.
Geun, it genuinely strikes you as weird that Sunichi is able to be in the collective unconsciousness outfit in the real world without, well, Team
Yeah.
Gamma nearby?
Yeah. So, did you like find a tailor or something to make you that outfit? Because we can only wear the stuff in the CU, right?
Oh, absolutely not, my friend. I've spent quite a lot of time drawing up, thinking, formulating, planning. You may see a little bit of that slight nervous twitch that you might have seen slightly earlier as he'll reach himself for a new cigarette. Just trying to perfect what we do and push a little bit. It's only been quite a recent thing, I'll admit. But I think I said our colleagues in Team Gamma managed it quite easily, and I don't see why it should be beyond us.
Okay, and now can you explain it to someone who isn't interested in schemes? Is this your? Are you like in your collective unconscious mode? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're telling me?
I think it's like creating a tiny collective unconsciousness around yourself that's not ruled over by some sort of mad shadow. Would probably be the easiest. Almost like, think of it like projecting it like some sort of, don't say AT field, don't say AT field. Some sort of...
We're going to even understand that reference.
No, I get it. Like that anime, Geun Neon Evangelion.
Yeah, that cartoon thing. Yeah, I've seen that.
Legally.
A point of order of something I forgot to give earlier. Geun, could you please mark attention on your theme that has the mystery? Will you embrace the new chaos for what you did in the opening scene? Because choosing to actually engage with that tarot card is definitely embracing the new chaos. And Sneechy, what's going to happen in this scene is that a series of NPCs will be making their way down the boardwalk, and you have the opportunity to do some street magic at them. And you'll be making a series of rolls to do so. Because you are currently in your collective unconscious outfit, I will let you choose from either the Voidheart Symphony or the City of Mist playbook moves. So you have pretty free reign. However, you may not repeat a tag.
Okay, no, perfectly fair, perfectly fair. That's too much to look at. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you so much.
If you want to get a glance at all the moves you have available to you, go to the journal tab on.
Yeah, I've got my character sheet pretty much open.
Cool. Fantastic. So, what do you have in terms of your setup for your street magic? Do you actually have like a table, or?
Yeah, so I think he'll have probably somehow gained hold of like a violin case, which is suspiciously missing any sort of musical instrument, which he'll have down optimistically in front of him, possibly with a couple of empty CD cases, because apparently that's what you do, and dropped a few, what was it, yen sterling into there to try and encourage people to drop a few things in. And probably have that chat with Geun about anything that he wants to join in with, or any tricks that he occur. I was thinking initially some sort of doing card tricks, but maybe potentially producing things from a hat, he'll say, wiggling it slightly.
As you put the kind of like starter change into the violin case, a brief flash in your head of how much money you owe the organized crime ring that you said that you were going to quit passes through your mind, and you feel nauseous. Meanwhile, a familiar face from Migdal High walks down. It's Maki Rahim.
Oh.
You know her as on the student council of Migdal High, although not council president. She was the person who filed the missing persons report for Yusuke Tenma, who you then managed to find. And she's friendly most of the time, or generally all of the time, to be honest, but she has actively taken the time to say hello to you and ask how you're doing since solving that particular case. So she's on reasonably friendly terms with you. I
think Geun is just goes, Come one, come all, come see the fantastic Napoleon of crime performing magic tricks that will blow your mind.
Oh? Good afternoon, Lapis Blue, Mori. It's nice to see you both.
Hi, Maki.
Pleasure, Maggie. Wonderful to see you down here. I'm obviously hearing tales of Shinichi's show of stillness, secrets, and selective magical mystery.
Well, I was actually just wanting to get a bit of the sea air, but I found street magic actually quite fascinating. So sleight of hand. I always try to keep a close eye to see what they're doing.
Absolutely. Well, I must admit, a little bit of an amateur, but certainly myself and my lovely assistant going here will be sure to do our best to wow you this lovely afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the performing arts takes all sorts of practice. After all, Yusuke's been practicing for a long time, and he's been working even harder at it these days since you managed to find him again. Thanks again for that, by the way. She's thanked you so many times.
No. How is he doing at the moment?
He's almost managed to work off the debt that he owes Face Yourself makeup store, so things are actually quite back to normal again.
Wonderful.
Anyway,
right.
I want to see what magics you've got going.
Yes, absolutely. Should we start with something a bit sort of usual? How about a magic trick? You'll change point and produce a deck of cards, and I think we'll probably go with something a relatively standard sort of "is this your card" kind of approach.
Okay.
Good choice of music.
Yeah. Went through hell and high water to make sure I got hold of it. Let's see. What move would you like to use for this? Because I can think of a few potential options.
Yeah. I almost think it's a sneak around core move, isn't it?
Okay,
In a sort of.
that makes sense to me. Okay. And what tags would you like to use for your sneak around roll?
So I think for this one for Mackie, he's going to be focusing on the conversation quite a lot, and sort of say, you're obviously already keep trying to keep an eye out for the hands, but sometimes the hand definitely works faster than the eye, and the eye can never be sure quite what it sees. So I'm going to be applying the weakens one's faith out of the spider at web center tree. I don't want to blow all my tags, knowing there's going to be more of these though. Damn it! Why are all these tags combat based?
Oh, sorry. Apologies. You also have one additional tag available to you. Justice Tarot card is also available to you.
Indeed. I'll have a ponder for that. Okay, so I'm going to go for weakens one's faith just on this relatively basic one.
Okay.
And we'll do a +1 sneak around.
Fantastic. A mixed success. On the 7 to 9, it's complicated. So you get what you want, but I get to choose either someone unimportant noticed you, but that just made them important. You're perceived only in a secondary sense, and you must leave something behind or be discovered. Okay, sure. So you start doing the trick. Maki selects a 5 of diamonds as her card. And you have enough general sleight of hand to be able to surreptitiously check what her card is without having to obviously look at it. You do the trick, and you shuffle the cards quite quickly in front of her. And you pull a card, and it's the 5 of diamonds. And she's like, oh, that was really clever. Although, I was keeping track of the card, and it's also here. And she pulls out the original one and highlighting the fact that you made a duplicate.
Geun looks stupefied. How did you...
I have quite sharp eyes. She, leers at you while smiling in a way that's like, it's scary for like a fraction of a second, and then it's funny.
Geun goes to Shinichi and whispers like, I can't work for a fraud man.
Oh, tell me about it. I might just give her the hat and the mustache so Shinichi and
I
let her
think
take
I might-
over. It's almost embarrassing.
we have to save face right now.
You don't fuck with the student council.
Mhm.
And that was a pretty fun trick. Oh, that was really interesting. Thank you for showing me that. I'm sure you'll get better eventually.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you get-
I think this is where Sonichi's going to have to grin. So we'll go for check number 2.
No. It's a different
Oh, no.
person. So she
Oh, is it
kind
got
of
to be?
like.
Oh, okay. No, we'll have her rag him.
You can have a parting word there if you want.
No, I think I'll bow to the Seitokai experience and just say, no, too high level. We'll let them pass. Should have picked a scrub. Always pick your rubes carefully. Going.
Shinichi, is there anyone on the student council you supply to? Cause that just cut that off right now.
Yeah, definitely learned a lot from that one. I'll say with a sigh. And she's walked off with my card. Typical.
Very good. There's some time passes, and you don't really get too much of a bite, despite going enthusiastically, with as many scare quotes as you want to put around it, calling for takers. And after a while, another person approaches. They're quite young, and quite round-faced, and as they get close, you see the kind of heavy marks under their eyes. They look exhausted.
That is gonna be an easy one. Look, they're barely being awake. You can easily fool them with anything.
Okay, let's give that a go.
Uh,
Sir, please would you like to spare a bit of time, a mild bit of entertainment this evening? Obviously, you look like you've had a quite long day at the office.
Yeah, what? He kind of looks around dazedly and then realizes that you're addressing him. Oh, yeah, it's I'm about to start working, I guess.
Well, there's nothing more energizing than seeing miracles happen right in front of you with street magic. Isn't that right, Napoleon of crime, Shinichi?
Oh, do you do card tricks and stuff?
Absolutely, can I do card tricks for you, sir? This wonderful 51 card deck that I've got here, and
He tilts his head. 51.
in practice joke, don't worry about it, sir. I think in this particular case, I'm going to lean on a castle move because I think we'll optimize for a bit of a pratfall, so we can make Geun sort of almost recover the act, if that makes sense.
Okay, nice.
So effectively, I'll be doing the trick at a big penalty to sort of look like I'm going to for the audience, the castle move pratfall lets me make a normal action into a performance where I take a disadvantage, but then give advantage to one of my rebels friends for assisting. So we'll I'll have a look, see what if I actually want to add a tag to it. So I think what he's going to do is effectively do the card trick, but almost like he fluffs it and drops the cards.
Okay.
But in a sort of up in the air, sort of oh no kind of way.
What tags are you going to apply? This is important.
Okay. So I think I'm going to put smuggling onto the tag. And
Well, you're going to be smuggling as part of this trick.
Effectively the correct card to my to Geun.
Perfect.
Who's going to then produce it from I'll ad-lib what he wants to do with it. So I'll...
Before you make that roll, for some strange reason that you cannot explain, this is slightly easier. You gain +1 on the roll.
Okay, so rolling on a +2 then.
Yeah, you just tap into your collective unconscious powers just that tiny bit more, and you gain +1 in addition to that tag. So you're rolling with a +2, although at disadvantage.
Okay, so roll with disadvantage at...
what move would be appropriate here? I think this is maybe a... This feels maybe like a flow like water, maybe?
Yeah, I like that. 2.
A mixed success.
Hmm.
Fantastic. pick one. Okay, so we have this is a little tangential, so you might have to do kind of poetic readings of these particular abilities.
Okay.
But you can pick one of these from the list. You're where you need to be. You leave a danger behind. You can bring another player with you. I guess it's probably the last one. Since
Yeah, bring another player. Effectively, I'm setting up and then letting Geun finish off. So yeah, we'll go with that as a.
Yeah. So okay, fantastic. Geun, you're going to be making this with regardless of whatever tags that you're going to use. At +2, you're getting 1 from Shinichi assisting, and another one.
Another one. Okay. Yeah. Like it feels like it's. Even though Geun is not dexterous or very interested in street magic, like the setup is easy enough for Geun to grasp. You know, just like okay, the layup is here. This is the one. Now we're going for the 2. But also there's like a mystical element. Like the vibes are strong.
The end result might end up weird depending on how things go.
All right. So would I also do a flow like water in this move?
Sure, that makes sense to me. What tags are you going to use?
Let me look at my character sheet. I can maybe let's see. Okay, so I have Squire of Strong Style. So maybe I can use stage wrestling to give myself like an extra tag. So it's like, you know, stage performance, you know, the persona itself is important as the act.
Yeah. If you can actually work in a little bit of wrestling flavor into what you do on top of this, I'll accept that. So that would be a +3 in total if you're just using that one tag.
Yeah, so Geun goes, it's, you know, it's all about confrontation. Right now you've been confronted with something you've never seen before. It's strong, it's beautiful, it's going to leave you dazzled. It's got motions, it's basically animation happening in front of you, and it's going to leave you stone cold stunned. And now I'd like to roll.
Okay. Yeah. I like the idea of that's that monologue happening while all these cards are fluttering down vertically, like across the camera.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, the very the restrained thing, the lack of enthusiasm is intentional. Geun is trying to get into it. It's not working that well.
It's not firing on all cylinders now.
All right. So basically, roll flow like water +3. Wow!
Oh.
Big success!
So, take me away. What happens?
So, I guess because Shinichi is like doing the same card trick as before, like the cards, like an accordion, jump from hand to hand and back and forth. And I think sort of like the distance between each individual card like extends, like widens just a little bit to the point where it doesn't seem like they're being sent out with like by kinetic force alone. Like something is also hovering them in place. And I think Geun sees this, and things are starting to like ripple with the collective unconscious effect emanating around Shinichi. And he starts seeing things in slow motion, and in Geun's mind, there's like a version of him, like a ghost version of him, just grabbing, like reaching out for the cards, doing exactly what is needed to land the act, showing it in exactly, like step by step, what needs to be done, and then whoop, snaps back to reality, and Geun just instantly, with a magnificent flourish, does it, and sort of like spreads the cards in front of the magical duo, like arms wide, like a Japanese dice lady, and goes, "Was this your card?"
Oh, it totally was. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Dang. I mean, I'm used to seeing cards handled and sleight of hand, but I've seen nothing like that before. Neat.
Basically magic, says Shinichi from the grin.
well, I suppose so. Good job. And this teenager pulls their wallet out. It's actually, it's pretty bulging. It's a sensible amount of money in there, and throws more money than you would expect. I think like what would be 500 yen sterling. He throws a 5 at you.
Money.
Best thing I've added to this entire campaign world.
Yeah, I was kind of like, is it 5 or is it 500? I'm not quite sure. I guess it's 500. Yeah, throws 500 yen sterling into your violin case. And he's like, well, you cheered me up a bit. Thanks. I guess I'll go into my games today with a little bit of magic behind me. See you.
Best luck to you, friend.
And the teenager wanders off.
Yeah, Geun swivels to Shinichi and goes, "What the heck was that?"
Bit of magic, as I was saying, Sissy. That was impressive, Geun. I wasn't expecting you to pick it up that quick. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
No, like, me neither is the thing. I saw everything unfurled in front of me. There was your vibes are off the charts. I'll just put that out there. There was something happening with your aura, and I could feel exactly what you intended me to do, and it helped me do it. I could see the future of me performing that act in that moment, and then I did it. That's not reality. That's a form of fiction.
You both look down at the cards, and the cards are glitching out.
Okay.
Like they're vibrating, their opacity is flickering rapidly, and about half the cards in the deck disappear.
What? Did you download these cards? What's going on?
I need to have a word with my VPN, says and a word from our sponsor. No,
Yeah, it seems that were they duplicates? Is any of this deck real?
Yeah, I think we might have exhausted card tricks at the moment, says Sinichi, gathering bits off the floor and into the sea. Anyway, yeah, let's go make the next one have to be a bit more imaginative, he'll say, looking a bit put out. But
time passes a little bit, and an older woman with pince-nez glasses and a very severe-looking pencil skirt and blouse walks down. Shinichi, you've met her before, but you don't know her name. When you went to go and see Lucian at the library some time ago, this woman called them over to reorganize the kids' bookshelves. So I guess she works for the local library?
Fair enough. Good evening, ma'am. Could I interest you in a display of magic and skill to enliven your afternoon with myself and my good friend here?
It's pretty good.
She peers over her pince-nez witheringly at the both of you. I suppose I have time.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you see the greatest tricks of magic is replication, duplication. Since you'll, with a sort of slight spin round his finger as he takes his hat off, and I've certainly actually the ability to reach into other dimensions. And he'll start having a rummage in his hat, and this is going to be the difficult one because this is the one where I'm actually going to try and break the rules properly.
Before you do, can I use one of my castle or shadow moves rather?
Ooh, please do.
You're gonna actually crack a theme to do this. Hell yeah.
Yes, I'm in this. I want to use Subversive Whisper. You can crack a logo's theme to whisper an incendiary secret into their minds and turn them against a target of your choosing. So there's no target, but basically what I want to do with this is just whisper into her ear, magic is real, and then make her focus on the trick.
Interesting. Okay. She gains the temporary tag of invested.
Yeah.
So that actually happens without a hitch. What looks like visually as you, when you really shouldn't be, use one of your collective unconscious powers in the real world, what does it look like?
For me, I think the runes that like the tattoos that Geun acquires when he goes like goblin mode, those briefly not appear, but sort of like give off as if the tattoos themselves don't appear, but sort of like the smoldering from them, the smoldering effect that emanates from them appears around him. So that appears around for a second.
Okay. And you whisper into her ear and her eyes go wide, and she doesn't look at you. She's focusing entirely on Sneechy.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful.
I'll crack the Squire Strong style.
Okay.
So, I'm at 2 crack now.
Yeah, I'm leaning on being careful not to crack my 0-hour contractor at this point, because I feel it should happen at a dramatic point, and it's on 2 and it's my last one.
I'm just setting myself up. Also, there's nothing funnier than do this extremely serious thing for a non-consequential act.
Well, non-consequential. We'll see.
At the
Sneechy.
Okay, so what I'm going to be using is effectively reaching into the hat, and I'm going to be producing things, and they'll be the sort of things that she's got. So I might get a replica of the glasses, maybe a item of jewellery that she's got on.
Sure, I think she's wearing a necklace with a stone in it.
Yeah, something along those lines. So I'll be taking from the Perfect Crime tag, make it look like the original, and also the Napoleon of Crime tag. That sort of makes sense. I'll leave the laws of man don't apply to me. I was toying with that, but we'll leave it on 2 tags, I think.
Okay. There is going to be a penalty to. No. Actually, I would have kicked in one of your weaknesses about them having to believe in you first, but that's been solved by Geun, so you don't have a penalty for this.
Wonderful.
Okay, so you're going to be rolling this at a +3.
Okay. Let's do that.
I think this is a change the game roll.
Okay.
You're manifesting this thing out of thin air.
Yep. That works.
Oh, 13!
Oh.
Big one.
Sure. So, okay, fantastic. Tell me what happens. It's a crit success. Tell me.
In a fit of sort of thing, Sneechy will have a rummage around in the hat. He'll do a bit of a shake to make sure it looks empty to begin with. Then he'll reach in, rolling up his sleeves, and first thing he'll produce is it's a pair of glasses. I think these are yours, man. Pass them across, and
and then she puts a hand to her face to check that her glasses are missing, and they're not missing, and she's like, oh.
What else do we have here? A library card. I think that might be yours, maybe. Yeah, it's Miss Evelina Terpsichore, is it? I'm playing on Miss Terpsichore.
It's pronounced Terpsichore, but give that back, and she snatches that out of her hand.
And this apologies, man. This does look a little bit valuable. He'll say as he's dangling finally the necklace out of the what's it?
She clasps at her own necklace and finds that it's there. And she looks at you with a look of both outrage and fear. And she very briskly walks away in kind of like... She can't really run from you in that pencil skirt, but she does not want to be here anymore. And then she vanishes.
Fast jogged.
Karens, mutters Sneechy under her breath, and he'll drop the things back into the hat and then put it back on his head.
That was good, right?
That was terrifying, says Sneechy. However, his grin doesn't say that.
Well, you start to put the bits and pieces back into your hat, and you put the necklace in last, and both of you get a good look at it. It is, well, it looks real. It's definitely made of metal and not plastic. Neither of you are necessarily appraisal experts, but that looks like a sapphire in there. And then it turns into harsh static, both visibly and or audibly, and it burns your hand, Sneechy. You don't take damage, but it hurt.
Drop it on the floor.
It vanishes.
Okay, maybe needs a little bit more work than that.
Oh my
damn.
Okay, Shinichi, you're gonna have to tell me what's going on with this because you've been messing with stuff.
I've been trying a little bit out of it at home on my own. I've not had that level of success before, I'll admit. I'm trying
Both
to.
of you simultaneously feel the tarot card burn in your pocket. Whether that's literally or metaphorically, it will leave up to you, but you're both very aware of the fact that you're carrying it right now.
Wait. So the same. Do we feel the same fake, or Geun feels the original?
You feel this conversation about the fact that he's being able to go above and beyond what he should be doing in the real world makes you think real hard about the card that you have on you that's real. Shinichi, you also feel the card that's on you that is real.
Mm-hmm.
As far as you know. Anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Also just rubbing the lapels of his, I think.
Right.
Yeah, should we go grab a soda? I think that's probably enough experimenting for now. I'm going to reach into the violin case and sort of do a dividing up into two piles. For your time, going. Let's see if it'll get a bit as a drink at least.
Geun just sort of like slams the violin case shut, and out from his little backpack that he brought with him, he has like two sodas. It's like, no, we can talk here. You've been using the card for magic tricks.
A little bit.
That was not supposed to happen.
Geun, you saw Shinichi give the card over to Kier Velaris upon exit, because Ryder has retrieved it, but yeah, no, clearly he did something.
What did you... I saw you... Listen, Kier, you gave the card to Kier, so...
Alright, I'll come clean. I swapped the copy. Ilse.
You copied it?
Well, no, I made a copy and gave Kier the copy. I've got the original.
You have it. Okay, you have the... Yeah, you sure
Well,
have the original. Yeah, okay.
I'll give it back eventually. There was a few things I needed to check. Just...
Like if you could be a street magician?
No, this is... It's just more opening the doors of possibilities, I'll say. Consider this like a test run of just seeing what we can do. I mean, we've... Look, you've... I don't know if you... Do you recall the shop? The one that... who was it? It wasn't Mackie. It was... Apologies, I'm having a...
Oh, the one
Yusuke talked about, and the people and the him receiving the tarot card. So, one of the things that's been worrying me a little bit is we've openly discussed about these people who've managed to lose themselves to their mythos. I request a music change, Nathan. This might be a little bit jolly for...
Sure. No, yeah, the tone has moved.
No. Could I have Shinichi's slightly creepy theme, if that's available?
Yes, absolutely. I do have that handy.
That would be lovely.
I have that handy. Oh no, is it in the wrong section? It might be.
Anything appropriate.
No. Continue with the scene, and it'll come in when it comes in.
Wonderful. Look, one of the worries I've had, especially when we've seen how Sabine's been going recently, is there's the persistent danger one of us might lose ourselves to the shadows within us, the mythos, as it were. And part of how to avoid that, in my head, is to master it. So you're in control. These people who we've had to fight, the shadows, the mythos has been the one that's been talking to us. It's sort of riding on the ego of the people who've lost themselves to it. And I've got too much I want to achieve. I don't want that happening to me. And the powers that we've got and that's basic magic that we've got access to, the fiction, lets us break the rules that have been sort of set down.
So, you want to use this power to make sure you don't Lose control? Looks
Sabine. Sorry, go.
looks to me like you can't keep control as is.
It's taking a bit of practice, I'll admit. I'm very good at keeping a face, I'll say, with a smile. Sabine's, as she's had some very near misses, but that's because she wears her sort of what's that, mood on it, or emotions on her sleeve. I've sort of been keeping it a bit behind the scenes, also scratching the back of his head. There's a lot going on at the moment, sort of with the collective unconscious and work, we'll say. And the last thing I need to do is have something go wrong and lose control of it. So I need to see what boundaries I can run up against and set controls in.
Right, just have a card up your sleeve, as it were, for when Sabine really loses control, or when anything drastic happens. I think.
Exactly.
So, do you think you can master it?
Absolutely, I'll say.
What if?
Kind of have to.
What if you weren't meant to? What if you're not the protagonist?
I'm happy to be the villain in the shadows, as I've said quite a few times in the past. Say with a slight grin.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
Okay. Sneechy, you're gonna get a link up with Geun. Do you think Geun, don't say yet. Keep this to yourself for a hot second. Sneechy, do you think that this link up with Geun is going to be positive or negative?
I think it's Sonichi probably thinks it's positive. He's let his facade slip a little bit, probably partially from shock at the fact that this has worked quite as well as it has, and he might not be reading the situation as well, but possibly also because the fact he's probably not slept in about 2 days.
And with that, link up!
whoa.
Ooh, that will be just rank 2, sadly. Rank 1, sadly.
Ah,
Really?
Yeah, I think I used one to...
for a reroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the by, Geun,
Yep.
is this a positive or is it a negative link up?
No, I'm with Tom. This was a positive.
Okay.
I think Goin says with a kind of the same angle that his mouth like jumped to, just like a very crooked smile goes. You know, when shit hits the fan, I'll be with you. I will be with you.
Sunichi, mark attention in how can I become a player in this game, not a piece. And with that...
Oh, man!
Ooh, hot damn.
Okay, no, not there just yet. So we have the option of we can do Goin's social link and then the break, or we can do the break first. What do people want to do?
Why don't we do the break first, since we're halfway through the social links?
Okay. There's a little bit after social links too, but then it can just kind of go into overtime depending on how we feel. That's perfectly fine. Okay, fantastic. We have a shiny new eye catch for this episode, courtesy of Will Yule. So would you like to do the eye catch dialogue this time?
Happily. Remind me what the words are.
So it's simply you let the music play out a little bit, then say Arcana Corps in your dramatic-est voice, and then we go into the break.
Perfect. Can do.
All right, so let the music play out a little bit, and then go ham.
Arcana Corps.
We'll be right back.
Arcana Corps.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you've all rested well, hydrated. Hydrate to not dihydrate. We are back with more Arcana Corps. We have had some fucking good scenes. Oh my god.
Yo.
Oh, I live for this shit. Genuinely, when I can just watch y'all like create the story together and take it in interesting directions is so much fun. So yeah, we continue with the latter half of our social links. Up next is Geun.
Oh man, I was just gonna say that maybe I should be last because I've been in 2 scenes already. But I just realized that I'm in every social scene.
To me, the first week we did this.
You know. That's what happens when you all pick each other. The NPCs are out there with social links available, but that's okay.
True.
That's true. But for now, absolutely. Geun, where are you going to be having your social link today?
We are going to the Heights with the fantastic Gelateria. The ice cream gelato place, the best one in Youngsburg, I believe. They have only 3 archetypes of flavor, but within those archetypes, there's 400 different flavorings.
That's a new detail. I don't necessarily remember that being part of the scene.
I just made that
I'm into it. No, I'm into it. That's good.
Okay.
Absolutely. Let's go move over to the Trendafere Rose ice cream parlor right now.
Look at that, fancy. Like $1 million.
I enjoyed finding the correct art for this particular scene. It was definitely very good. Who arose first? I guess you do.
Sorry, what?
You were inviting Sabine to the ice cream parlor. Do you arrive before Sabine?
I think Geun, being a nervous little punk boy that he is, does arrive first.
Okay, absolutely.
To the parlor. But like outside, he's hanging like outside of it. Not actually going in because because he wants to greet Sabine, but because he would be too awkward to really know what the social etiquette is of waiting for someone in the ice cream store. There's no bother with that.
Yeah, no. You take a peek inside the Trendafere Rose, and it is, in a word, gaudy, just a little bit.
I'm gaudy.
There is a rococo vibe to the general furniture and moldings. A myriad of hanged plants are interspersed among dangling crystal chandeliers in the ceiling. You've been here a handful of times, enough where the proprietor of the Trendafere Rose, Philopista, knows your order off by heart, and he waves to you from the doorway. Which, considering who Philo is, I am happy to let the original actor of Philo take over for the character if they would like to.
Oh,
sure. I don't mind.
Oh? What is this crossover?
Yes, in a similar fashion to Kier and Vega, Philopista is from the proto prequel to this campaign, Strange Tales of Mainframe City Academy. They were but a nervous student going through hard times, but they do love to garden, they do love to dance, and I think...
and I always bring snacks.
So much so that you made an entire repository building for snacks.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Philo knows everybody's favourite order. You've all been here casually enough times. Geun's particular order is 2 scoops of ice cream, 1 lemon, 1 coffee.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, let me just the usual.
Oh God, I've only been here once, but yeah, sure.
Philo winks, and I think there's a little bit of like glitter that goes shing into the air as Philo gets scooping.
Oh, it's important. Coffee on the bottom or lemon on the bottom? Which one goes first?
That's a question for you, because whichever one you say, Philo already knows and is doing that.
No, but I'm just curious if, like, Will, because this is my favorite ice cream in real life, but I have a particular order in which I want it. So I'm asking Will, the real person.
I'm gonna say coffee on the bottom.
God damn, you're good.
I know, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. My psyche's shattered right now.
Effective full synchro.
Yeah. So this going with little scoop with 2 scoops coffee first, lemon on top. I'm like, well, yeah. No, this is impressive. Wow. Okay. It's been like, how many have you had other customers in the meantime?
Oh, of course. But I mean, I couldn't forget you.
Oh,
It's pretty busy today, but it seems like this is the only table that's currently free.
Right. Gwen actually blushes a little bit at that. Like, wow. Customer service, I guess. Thanks.
Enjoy.
When does Sabine show up?
I was just about to say, I think now's a good time, probably. She's fashionably late.
Fantastic.
Probably 5 minutes after when Geun told her to show up.
Very fashionably late.
Oh, sorry, the incline. You know how that thing works. Sometimes it gets delayed and it stops everybody in their tracks. Hi, Geun.
Hey, Sabine. Glad you could make it. No problem. I think you can order your ice cream, but it might be that Philo's already got it.
Philo just slides in from the stage left, already holding the ice cream that you're going to order.
We can. I'm gonna hit brief rewind on that.
Okay.
Actually, when we did the session 0 and everybody mentioned what everybody's favorite ice cream is, Sabine's favorite ice cream is a black coffee.
Ooh!
Wow.
Nice.
She refuses to have the ice cream.
Oh my God.
I do love the idea that Philo has like one mug in here just in case someone shows up who is just like, I don't do ice cream, but I do want to participate in the social ritual of consuming while I'm here. So definitely slides in from stage left with a black coffee.
Oh my God.
It's got to be something goofy on the mug, because this was like just a mug Philo had.
I was gonna say it came from Philo's house, so it's like a cat mug, cat face mug or something like that.
Oh God, it totally is a cat face mug.
It does, like, it has best mom ever, but in front of mom is like shriveled cat mom. Best cat mom ever.
Resisting the temptation to say the cat is Garfield.
Regular Garfield or spooky Garfield?
They're a difference.
Philo would never keep spooky Garfield in his house.
Yeah, Philo is a precious being and doesn't do with horror shit like that. Not her. No,
He would get nightmares. So yes, this black coffee is served in a mug that is shaped like Garfield's head.
Yeah, so obviously there's the juxtaposition of this, goth, hard-ass, adult-seeming girl ordering her black coffee, trying to seem like she's so grown up, but she's drinking it out of a mug, and she's like, she finishes a sip and she goes, never watched Heathcliff. Was it any good, Geun?
I don't get that reference. I don't watch things that isn't wrestling. Sorry.
You apparently. Oh, I was going to say, you apparently heard of Ethan Kelly in there.
That's wrestling, right?
Delane Lasmus Blue is a huge otaku.
Oh, of course.
My son, you failure! You have to watch Evangelion!
I mean, one in a long line of black men who are super into anime, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah, true.
It's true.
Does he have like a big Goku statue?
Like his pajama shirt is like a Dragon Ball Z thing. It's like a green thing from a con, signed by like the Japanese VA, the granny who voices Goku.
Of course, yeah.
I think the reality of this is maybe a little more understated than that, but I like that this is canon, that back in the day, he's a fan of some proper 70s and 80s shit that he watched when he was younger.
So, you gotta, that's kind of, am I the only one who thinks that's a little bit creepy?
What, the cat head mug?
No, I mean, I didn't even have to order my ice cream, and you didn't have to order your coffee. It was there.
Oh, well, that's just what happens when there's like a good business owner person and they like pay attention to the regulars. Like that happens.
I've been here once.
That's regular enough.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay,
Look,
no,
look at the sparkle and the glitter coming off of Philo. Do you not think that instantly our orders were imprinted in the memory of Philo?
Philo gives a yaoi twink smile in the background.
Are you looking at this?
I can't not look at it.
Gestures across the room. Look at this twink. Look at
The twink.
Wink.
Philo waves.
Mhm. You know what? I'm gonna let this pass over me. I have accepted this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to live with this now, and I'm gonna come back here for more ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Geun, it strikes you, despite the supernatural ability, apparently, of Philo being able to remember your order, this is the most normal things have been in like a week.
Yeah. This is kind of funny, ain't it? I mean, just how calm it all is. How we just get to hang out now. You know?
Yeah, no weird investigations on a techno nation state on the outside of the city. No weird she like whispers storybook things trying to murder us. It's different.
Yeah. No. I can just focus on wrestling training and tending to the cats. Beelzebub says hi, by the way. You haven't visited him in a while.
Give him your scritches from me. That's what he likes best.
I will.
How's the wrestling going? I haven't made it to any meets, nor do I know where those happen. I assume a sweaty gym somewhere downtown.
Well, it's hard to schedule in appointments with my current mentor. He's he's old and he has a bunch of other better students who is currently teaching advanced sorry if I butcher that Sirium, which is Korean wrestling training.
Well,
So
if he saw you in the unconscious, he'd definitely bump you up in his rankings. That's for sure.
He actually scolded me last time that I should stop watching WWE so much because it's not about Flair. It's not about apparently there's no Stone Cold Stunners or there's no people's there's no people's elbow in Sirium. So
If there was no place for Flair in the world, I wouldn't care to live very long.
that's true. Maybe I get to bring some spiciness to it.
I think that's what your purpose can be. Maybe you're the Spice Bringer. That can be your ring name.
I would love to be the Spice Bringer, but it makes me sound like the Spice Girls, and honestly, I'm not a fan. I'm more of an Atomic Kitten kind of guy.
Well, there isn't.
True. So, yep. Look, Sabine, this ice cream is nice and all, but I actually had a bit of a topic in mind. I hope that doesn't trick you out with the just like big flag of this is gonna be serious. And always being
Well, of course, it wouldn't just be about normal high school hangouts anymore, would it?
No, I don't think we can go back with what we've been through and what happened to you last time. I just want to make sure that, well, half of it is I want to make sure you're alright, but half of it is I want to make sure I'm gonna be okay with it. Because you were... That wasn't you in that monster, was it?
I was inside of the mech. Unfortunately, I saw everything that happened, but the movements I tried to make with my body to make that not happen didn't matter. So, no, I thankfully I'm absolved in this case from nearly murdering a prepubescent tennis star. So,
So, God. So you're not even unconscious. That must be terrible.
man, I wish I was unconscious for all that.
Yeah.
Sabine, it crosses your mind what Agent Field said to you on your first day working for Ryder that, well, while they would be able to kind of make general excuses for the four of you to be able to do your job properly, any major crimes that you commit, they might not necessarily be able to help with. You pray, you wish and hope that nobody outside of this inner circle saw what you did.
Well, I've got a record going, and, if, aside from that fucking secretary, who I'm not sure was even real, there was some talk that she was part of the unconscious. I'm not really sure what happened with all of that. If anyone other than her saw, and if she ever decides to rat me out, I've got a record, and I could be going to real jail this time, not just juvie, for, I don't know, they would say that I was a wolf tamer or was on bath salts maybe and tried to rip her jugular apart. I'm not sure what they would go for.
Just hooked on Kraton and had a real Zen spell. Yeah, no. I think, listen, for real, there were 4 of us right there and only one of her, so like if push comes to shove and there has to be someone who testifies, I'll totally back you up.
Well, we can always kill her if we need to.
I wouldn't want to.
Just kidding.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, I know that I'm kind of scary to look at, and the whole thing with the robot that I go inside of in that other world, nearly killing someone. But I told you that's not me, and I never even did the initial thing that got me in trouble in the first place. I'm a good egg.
Yeah. Can I ask you, how did you get into all of this? Like, what happened that you have a record?
Well, my old parents, I don't think they ever really wanted me back in the day, and I kind of grew up on the sidelines a lot of the time, and push came to shove, and I'm not sure how much my parents wanted each other. I tried to get in the way of an altercation that had happened so many times in the past, and when I thought I was doing something heroic, I got sold out for it by my own mother. So, started to lean into the bad girl thing once the whole, this rep will stick with you for the rest of your life unless you're, outstanding and et cetera, et cetera. I figured it was fun to transfer schools and smoke cigarettes for a while.
That's awful. I'm sorry that happened.
It really is in the past. I used to be really mad about it. I used to honestly think about my dad and my mom a lot when I was in that suit in that initial place that we went into, and up until recently, honestly, they were a big driving force, but I don't know. I don't really have any thoughts on them anymore. They're just kind of there, and I'm living my life now.
When you're in that suit, what does drive you then?
She thinks to herself, blood, and stops, because that's not her thought. But she almost says it out loud, and she says, protection. It's all about protecting, and that's what I think. And maybe my way of getting protection is a little proactive and served with a side of justice and judgment, but ultimately there's a desire for making sure that everybody that went in there makes it out okay.
You feel breathing on the back of your neck, Sabine.
Ooh.
I look behind me like I think Philo's there.
Yeah, you look behind you. There's nothing there. Philo probably sees you across the way and maybe waves politely, but...
Would you like another coffee?
Yeah. Holds up the pot of coffee.
Can I get you? So, Geun actually goes, like, sighs in relief and goes like, that's good. Kind of, not to snitch, but Shinichi kinda blip. If you know, if Sabine ever goes out of control, he wants to have an ace up his sleeve in that situation. And I think there's not a lot of trust in the team regarding that, considering what we've seen. But hearing you say this, it's good. It honestly is very good.
I'm glad I could ease your worries, but honestly, I was having a similar conversation with Lucian earlier today after school.
Really?
I told him that you had to be purposefully overlooking it, or maybe not the sharpest tool in the shed, to realize that our party's not really acting very much like a team anymore, and that we have plenty of agendas of our own to deal with. And that Lucian, if he was truly our leader, he needed to step up and start taking responsibility. And I, of course, happened to name drop our errant Napoleon Prince of Crime. So, as much as I like hanging out with Senichi, he's a funny and good guy. He's not really all that good.
Yeah, no, that's it felt like he wanted to, I don't know. No, he wasn't scheming, but there's, just know that I got your back. And Lucian does too. Just not sure about where Shinichi is and all this.
I understand I've got to prove myself to Lucian. He's not here they're not here having that conversation with us to reassure them about, I'm not the one controlling the Tenji and having it rip apart the guts of a knight in the collective unconscious. But if you could pass that on to them for me, that'd be great. I'd like to have a conversation with them without them knowing all of the exits that they're by, so that they can plan an escape route.
Going laughs. Yeah, no, of course, and maybe I'll throw in that it isn't you who's sitting on a giant nuke of arcane energy. And he quickly follows up on that. Shinichi is experimenting with some stuff.
That's terrifying that you describe it as a nuke. Definitely have to keep an eye on him.
Go and look at the camera.
Yeah, Sabine. Sabine. Please give me an investigate roll. That was a fishy, suspicious thing. Oh, you're going to turn that down? Okay.
I think Geun's cute, so I'm gonna take Thor's word.
You boy.
Oh, curse you and your Machiavellian ways, Geun.
Philo will make that investigate roll.
This does feel like the RPG equivalent of just going, yeah, Sonichi's been a bit sus.
Okay, right. I mean, the GM in Plowed by the Apocalypse games is not supposed to roll ever, but Philo is going to go and make.
Yes.
Sure. I mean,
Philo thinks something's up.
I'm wearing this on the sleeve.
We get a real quick close-up shot of Philo looking down as they pull out a gadgety-looking phone from their pocket. Is there another mystery going on?
Philo with formulas forming around them.
With that, Sabine, I think you definitely gain a rank up with Geun. We'll do the same as before, although it's pretty obvious under current circumstances. Do you think this rank up is positive or negative?
This one's warm and fuzzy. Sabine honestly feels really relieved that someone is still talking to her in a normal way. She obviously understands the apprehension that Geun had at first, but she's shocked and really relieved that Geun took her for her word. So she feels really good.
Oh,
link up.
Can I also make an investigate roll about the protection that Sabine gave as an answer?
He doesn't trust me.
If you want to do it, go for it. Go and give me an investigate roll.
Link across.
Let me. Oh, that's a good one, Marcy, because Geun would go into. Yeah, no. Let's leave it. Let's leave it at that. Geun has Goin doesn't want to distrust you.
Okay.
However, I do get to use Kim now, so that rules.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
yeah,
you
yeah. You gain enough points to be able to use Goin's Arcana abilities.
See, Ruben, this is why it's not a bad thing to be in every single scene, because you get to build up these
points with everybody.
social
Yeah.
links.
Yeah, and I get to use what do I get to? Oh my god.
Mine are actually really good for you. We have synergy, believe it or not. Surprise.
I'll show both of those, and then we'll wrap up the scene and move on to the last
Oh,
social.
I have something that I still want to.
Oh, sure. But I since it's come up, I might as well read out what these powers everybody has access to are. The Hanged Man Arcana represents self-sacrifice or restriction to gain knowledge and insight. At his best, the Hanged Man is collected and observant. At his worst, he's passive and apathetic, unwilling to rock the boat. If you use Goin's Arcana in the real world, you gain Heal Face Turn. Choose one tag to apply to your character for the scene, either Babyface or Heal. This tag can be used in roles. You may burn this tag to describe how you break that impression and inflict a Tier 1 status. If you use it in the Collective Unconscious, you gain Gift of Chaos. Gain the tag Kim. Goin loses access to tags that involve Kim. Kim does not count against the 3-tag limit on rolls, but mixed successes or failure self-inflicts Pranked 2 and burns Kim. So yeah, you gain Kim for a while, although that might not necessarily be a good thing.
What was that, Marcy?
I said I can't wait to burn Kim. He has a lot coming to him.
I like the idea someone's just going to call on Kim just to destroy him.
All right, Kim, get your ass over here. Now fuck off.
Yeah. Hey everyone! Oh my god, is that a shotgun?
And to read out Sabine's abilities, the Judgment Arcana represents a final call to action, to use and be used by great power. At her best, Judgment calls for you to go beyond yourself, to greater power. At her worst, others appear unrefined, fuel for a more important fire. Used in the real world, you gain Shut It Out. Reduce the status on your character by 2. Take an ongoing negative tag, Denial. Fueled by Blood is something that you get while used in the Collective Unconscious. The next time an ally would be attacked, you take that attack instead, as if you had rolled a mixed success. Gain fleeting advantage on your next aggressive move.
Word.
Fantastic.
I got 2 of those. Oh my
And
god.
with those kind of mechanics things out of the way, bring it on home, Geun.
Oh, the thing I wanted. Yeah. Actually, I just, the situation with your parents reminds me a little bit of my own. My mom. I never knew her. She's still in Korea somewhere, and my dad won't let me see her. And all I want is to change reality about that. I just want to see her I just want to see her so bad. I just want to.
Fuck your dad, Goin. You save up some money from doing your wrestling and you buy a plane ticket, you go see your mom or yourself.
No.
He doesn't control you like that. Fuck it, I'll go with you. We'll pull our money, hop on a plane, go see Mama Goin. Be fun.
See, I would love that, but I don't know where she is. Only he knows. And I need to get stronger to get that out of him. And I think that, I used to think I need to grow up more. I need to, become an adult real fast. That's why I'm like this. That's why I just so cool and collected all the time, I guess. That's the adult in me. And I figured I need to become that in order to get that out of him. To show him I can handle it. But the more I grow up and the more I see him, grow up with me, I think I might just have to beat it out of him at one point. And
I think that as soon as you learn how to say fuck without feeling bad, you'll be able to beat your dad up, Goin.
oh god, no, that's not that's my mom. That's my mom. That's not my dad. I proudly not say the F word, thank you.
Okay. On that, I think we get a close-up shot of the empty bowl of ice cream and the spoon clattering in it as both Sabine and Geun get up and make their way out of the Trendafere Rose.
That was a positive, by the way. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Philo, do you have any parting words for your two esteemed guests?
Have a nice day. Come back anytime. And bring your friends.
And with that...
So weird. No.
What is with that guy?
At this point, it's starting to get relatively late, but we still have time for one more day. Oh, actually, yeah. Going as you start to make your way out of the heights, your phone goes off.
Actually, his ringtone is, "Can you smell what the rock is cooking?"
Yeah, I like the idea of you sitting in the kind of like
Extremely bit crushed.
you're sitting in the what's the term for the kind of like hillside lift car?
The trolley, the tram.
Yeah, you're sitting in that as it trundles back down.
Gondola.
As it trundles back down the heights, and your phone goes off, and multiple snooty people all look at you.
Mm-hmm. Going
Lucian.
very, going covered like, curls in on himself, obviously flustered, and goes, "Hey, Lucian."
I need you to meet me at the park.
Oh, is this serious?
Yes.
Oh.
I need your help.
Oh God. Yeah, no, I'm in the gondola right now. I'll be there in like 10 minutes. Is that okay?
That's all right.
Okay.
Lucian hangs up.
Fortunately, the park is the biggest park anyway is on the edge of the historic quarter in the heights, so it's not too far for you to travel.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Going sits back, like obviously, like what the heck's going on? Is startled by another "If you smell," and his dad is calling him if he can pick up some some groceries on the way back. He hangs up again, and then another "If you smell," and then
meanwhile, in a forest clearing in the middle of the historic quarter park, let's see. We can use for now the.
Could I give some extra direction, since I think when we last spoke we might have had a different idea about how this was going to look. Or
I just read put in chat.
I'm looking for something tense from this.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely, we've got that.
Will, can you read what I put on our chat?
Oh, sure. Hold on a sec. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's see what I can do. We have new tension music, so let's go for this one. Is this too upbeat? Do we need something slower?
I think something lower energy, like this is the tension before a confrontation. Maybe even just ambient wind.
Yeah.
Ambient wind I do not have, unfortunately, but we've used this for kind of lead into combat before.
That works.
Yeah. Oh, I like this.
For context, the historic quarter does have a large forest and park area. So you can wander out of the kind of maintained kind of park space into the woods, should you so desire. And waiting in the clearing is Lucian.
There's sorry, I'm gonna take the cinematography right here.
Go ahead.
The camera shot of, like, in the distance there's Lucian and high pollen grass swaying in a kicking up storm, swaying heavily. A foot is planted in front of the camera. You see, like, Geun's high-top sneakers and baggy pants waving in the wind and slowly moving up until the camera aligns with Geun's line of sight to Lucian's. I'm here.
Geun. Surely you felt it too.
There's something in the wind.
There's something in us, Geun. All four of us.
There's a storm brewing.
We fought as a team, but I need to know, that we can fight as individuals, and that I can fight alone.
So you're trying to call to the beast within you. Is that it?
Lucian looks away, closes their eyes. I don't know what's inside me,
If it's
and I need you to help me find out.
well, only through confrontation do you know what you're bringing to the front. I will gladly meet you in this duo, if it means becoming a better person. But I expect you to hold nothing back.
Lucian whips back around with tears in their eyes. Fine. And Lucian goes running at you.
Oh shit. Going plants a foot down and goes, Kakatakoi!
Lucian, go give me a go toe-to-toe roll for me, please. I am going to assume that you're not going to be using any of your Mythos playbook tags here.
No. I think... I'm gonna say no tags. I don't think any of these tags... Yeah. You know what? Actually, I want to invoke a weakness tag. Late nights, early mornings. I think Lucian is clearly worn down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to give me a -1.
Still.
In spite of that. In spite of that. God. Just
describe the hit.
I think, oh man, Lucian is just running forward at you, tears intermittently streaming off of their face and kind of hanging in the air before being blown off by the wind. And Lucian raises an arm back, and I think, you're thinking to yourself, this is a very predictable strike. And then Lucian raises the other arm back and then just kicks you in the thigh to just knock your leg off, making you fall down. This hit way harder than you expected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you want to resolve the mechanics?
Ooh, yes.
Broken leg 5.
It's unfortunately only at power 1, but
Die.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm going to manage to achieve my... Well, I don't think I've actually achieved the goal yet. I think I'm going to block, dodge, or counter your best attempt, so I've definitely got the upper hand right now. And I'm going to get you good. I know it's only going to be a power 1 status, but I'm going to give you the tag Shaken.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay, I'll put that on. Nathan, do you have Goin's...
Well, considering how that roll went, you get hit to the knee and then shoved. You hit the floor way harder than you expected. You're the one who does the training. You're the one who's been practicing all this time, and for the first time, you maybe are considering Lucian to be a threat.
Yeah, how does this preppy high librarian kick so hard? Yeah.
Have you really been taking me seriously, Geun?
Oh God! Go gets knocked on his ass, but quickly swivels around to be crouching, like a gargoyle pose, and he goes, "Oh, so that's it. You want the truth? No, I haven't. No one has. You've just been on the back line, yelling orders while everyone's been doing what they think is best. You haven't been keeping us in line at all. So, Let it all out. I know you've got some stuff in you. That kick, that's just the surface. I know it is. Bring me the mountain, Lucian, and I'll give you an earthquake. And I want to, dash at Lucian for my attack.
Okay, go and give me a toe-to-toe.
Yeah. I'm also going to invoke a weakness tag, which is Roadblock in Walk of Life. I imagine I visualize this in sort of like the leap towards Lucian. Inexplicably, very cinematic rain starts falling, and extreme close-up of the raindrops in front of Geun's face. Slow motion happens, and as Geun is yelling this, I will bring you the earthquake. All the raindrops sort of form a mirror, like a fractured mirror, and Geun sees his multiplicitous reflection in all these raindrops, and he breaks through them with a giant punch. And now I'm gonna roll at a disadvantage.
Okay, well, it's going toe-to-toe with power -1.
Any tags are going to come into this?
So this is the fun part. I deliberately did not give Geun tags for actual melee combat, only the performance of melee combat. This is
what about statuses?
Technically, that tag that you've got is now working at a disadvantage to you. So you're probably going to be rolling this at a -2. Also, Lucian, please mark attention on the theme that weakness is tied to. You get EXP every time you invoke a weakness.
Yeah. So that's some extra minus. Okay, well, I say this, I got this, but I don't think I got this, but I'm just gonna roll toe-to-toe. I got this!
Success!
I got this! Cool. Hell yeah.
So choose one. You manage to achieve your goal, you get them good, or you block, dodge, or counter their best attempts.
Let's see. How would achieving my goal mean?
It depends on what your goal is.
I think I want to get Lucian in a position that Geun is much more familiar with, which is a resting pose. So I think it's not pain to inflict, but I want to get Lucian on the ground.
Oh, gonna give me a status grappled 1?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Okay. Absolutely.
So, I think, I do like the idea that this is a partial, and you didn't block, dodge, or counter my best attempts.
No,
so
you can compound on that 1 point of damage that you've already done and elevate it to a 2.
Oh man, so after you say that, come out Lucian, and you do get them into a wrestling pose, and Lucian's just growling, I know you don't take me seriously. None of you take any of this seriously. This is grave beyond any of our comprehension, and you'll treat it like jokes. Well, if you won't respect me as a leader, then you'll fear me as one.
Very good. I don't think that needs a response. Honestly, I think we should, only when we're attacking, should we...
No, we're definitely taking turns like this.
I think this is probably going to go from one more roll from each of you, and then it concludes.
I think so.
So since you didn't dodge counter blows, that bruise that you got inflicted on Geun, it elevates to the next tier of it. So what's the level 2 version of that, Lucian?
Let's see. So, shocked feels like, you're kind of startled to me. I feel like afraid, this is like actual fear. Something is coming out of Lucian that is way more than you've seen before. You don't know what the limits are, and you don't know where they're going to stop.
Can I tag to concerned?
Sure. I mean, I would probably leave it up to, since Lucian is inflicting the status.
I think this is going to be afraid. Be concerned. It's too light. You should be afraid, as Lucian is putting their hands on your throat.
Ooh. Alright.
It sounds like you are in a position to hit with all you've got, Lucian.
You're goddamn right.
Oh shit.
This time I am going to invoke tags. I'm going to invoke Adamant Ambitious Leader. And let's see. Oh man, I gotta do it to myself. I'm also going to invoke the weakness tag, Smug Egoism, canceling that out, because at this point, this is... I don't know if I'd say Lucian is smug right now, but this is definitely feeding to something dark in Lucian.
There's a fraction of maybe overconfidence. You have the upper hand.
Absolutely. Okay.
Oh, also, mine. Oh, have you rolled already?
I did just roll it with a mild success, but if that should be getting a +1,
a -1 because you're grappled, but that status kicks in. But it's still a mixed success, so it doesn't really matter. Cool. So choose one. You take cover or secure a superior position. You get them good, and they are now at a 2.1. It doesn't immediately level up to 3. You take multiple. How to put this? When you're inflicting tier 1 statuses, when people are above 1, you need to do it more times to push it up a level. So it doesn't quite push it up to 3, but you're essentially compounding on that weakness.
Right.
You control the collateral damage, you hold the target's attention, you gain the upper hand, take 1 juice. Juice allows you to essentially summon items, inflict new statuses, remove existing statuses. So you could, for example, take 1 juice and use that to remove grappled from yourself.
I am going to take 1 juice.
Look at us engaging with game mechanics.
I'm wondering, okay, so... let's see. There's a part of me that wants to kind of push this into a liminal space between reality and fiction.
With it.
Okay.
So like,
is that this is what we're doing because we can make that happen?
Yeah, no, I'd like to do that, and Lucian's certainly going to. I think there is a crackling sound and then a woof as the wing sprout from Lucian's back.
Oh,
and,
yes. Feel free to change your pog over, your token over to while I set up the dreamscape. Continue to battle vamp while I work out an area for you to scrap in.
Your wing sprouting has the intent and effect of going of like, oh my god, this is not the performance. This is real. Everything is actually coming out right now. So he feels it, and he changes along to his collective unconscious form with you.
In that case, I'm going to go and change the frame to the collective unconsciousness version. There we go.
Okay. Can we also get I know we're asking a lot of you, but can we amp up the boss fight music?
Yeah. Give me a second. Sorry.
No problem.
So what does Lucian say?
Yeah, I think as Lucian is pressing on your throat, Lucian's eyes are wide, just face in a grimace, teeth bared. Geun, you were supposed to push me harder than this. You weren't ready, Geun.
I'm not ready. I think you're not ready to accept the consequences of being the dictator. And I want to
as we'll take a moment, and that's actually where the kind of space shifts, and you find yourself into a space that's quite familiar. This is where you fought Justice St. Michael not even a day ago. In fact, you see a crumpled figure exactly where Charlotte fell. in the middle of the courtroom, as if that moment had never ended.
Okay. Well,
Do you remember going? Do you remember what happened here? You remember how little everyone else cared?
you remember how the role of judge, jury, and executioner just happened to be passed along to us? That's what you're afraid of. Because that's what this is. You've been afraid to be the judge, jury, and executioner, but if you want to be a leader, then you're gonna have to accept that. No holding back. That's what that means.
Oh man, I think. Oh my god, Lucian reaches a hand back onto one of their wings and starts to stick their fingers through it. There is the sound of tearing paper and something cracking. And I think you start to see cracks form on the wing, and then Lucian rips a scythe out of one of their wings.
Okay, Lucian, I'm going
Yeah.
to ask you to make a specific move for me, please.
Okay.
There is a specific move in the game called Stop Holding Back. And basically, it forces a 10 of the result, but crazy shit happens on the other side depending on how well you roll. It's going to take me a second to make sure that I have that. Oh dear, do I not actually have that as a note handy? Sorry, give me a second while I go and summon that detail, because I think this is I've been dying to have this as a thing happening in the game for a while, and now I think is a perfect opportunity for it to happen. Okay, cool.
I'm dying too right now. Hey.
When you use your powers in a new and never before seen way or scale, tell the GM what you hope to achieve. The GM will then tell you the sacrifice it will take from you. Then, roll plus the number of mundane themes you have. On a hit, you achieve exactly what you wanted to achieve and pay the price. This is going to be significant, rather than a no return or an ultimate sacrifice. So, yeah. Go and give me a roll plus the number of logos themes you have, which is 2.
Okie doke.
Oh, sorry, tell me what you want to happen, also.
So basically, I think the primary goal... Lucian is ready to accept that mantle. I think that Lucian wants to push Geun as far as he can possibly go, just to bring him to the point. You know what? I'm starting it over. Lucian's going to make Geun kneel. With the
Scythe around his neck.
I'm ready to accept this mantle with my own power and the authority of the court.
Geun, you feel the blade against your neck and a tiny dribble of warmth run down the front of your chest. This scythe is razor sharp, and you can tell, even though you are not fully understanding the nature of the collective unconscious, that Lucian believes in this scythe really and truly. It is real as gravity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think grasping that, like, the direness, that familiar, like, I how you described it earlier, like you feel the card intensely in the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I want the card to like come to life here.
Are you going to use the card?
Ooh, I just want to buff. I don't want to use it yet.
I'm afraid it is an all or nothing thing, my dear.
Okay. In that case, then I can deal with this. This is no problem whatsoever. I say with a scythe around my neck. If you want me to kneel, you're gonna have to do better than that.
Well,
And
I will also, by the nature of Stop Holding Back, this was a success. It was a partial success, but it was a success.
yeah.
So Lucian does get what they want. So even though you might protest, I think this ends the combat. You're not going to die or take damage or anything. I don't think is necessarily the circumstance. But sure, you can say you do better than that, and then Lucian, what happens to kind of take those words out of Geun's mouth?
Can I make a suggestion? Or is this do you want to have, do you have an idea?
I'll hear your suggestion.
I'm just thinking, like, you pull the scythe and immediately the elective conscious sort of like pulls back, and we're back in the real world where Geun is just kneeling and you've just finished the move of retracting the scythe, but there's no actual scythe anymore. It's just like, it's over.
Yeah, no, I really like that. I think when we flip back to the real world, Geun, you are on one knee and panting, and Lucian is standing back with their back to you.
And Geun looks up, tears streaming down his face as he realized that no amount of training to pretend to be the best, to be the villain, actually holds up to actually taking on that mantle. And he just goes, "Fuck!"
Lucian, that moment of intense, almost impossible self-belief was intoxicating, but you immediately feel exhausted. Mark, you immediately, please mark crack or fade on any playbook.
I feel like this might be a crack on leader. I'm putting it down.
Burn all the tags on leader, please. Those are now inaccessible until you make the time to be able to recover the abilities that those things affords you.
Okay.
So you are physically and emotionally spent at the end of this.
Well, Geun, I suppose I'm still the team leader. Or if I wasn't before, I am now.
You're the king now. You're monarch. Sorry. You're the monarch now. The people don't choose. People haven't chosen you. But by God, you've proven yourself.
Lucian, do you think this is a positive or a negative link up with Geun?
I'm going to make this a choice for Geun, as Lucian is going to extend a hand to help Geun up. Do you accept the hand or reject it?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot right here.
You're goddamn right I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, goddamn. Hold on. I can't make up my mind, so I'm gonna roll a dice.
Fair enough.
1 is yes, 2 is no. Roll 1d2. Okay, yeah. Whew. That's how I eschew responsibility. I just toss a coin, and yeah, Geun clasps your hand, and you feel like you see veins like bulging in his arm. There's like, the grip is gorilla-like, but he grabs your hand and he stands up, and there is hatred in his eyes, the clouds of hatred in his eyes, making way for some celestial body of respect. And the grip loosens and becomes an actual... Actually, I think he pulls you in for an embrace.
Oh, yeah, they totally hug.
You did it. Correct. You fucking nuts. You did it.
I didn't want to do that.
No.
But I felt like I had to.
You had.
Going, I'm so scared.
That's normal. That's good. If you have power, be afraid to use it. But by God, know it.
There is a moment of eerie peace as the wind once again blows through the reeds in this part of the forest. Both of your phones go off. Wait, no, not your regular smartphones, the ones that Ryder has an app on.
If you smell... Sorry.
It appears that Agent Fields is giving you all a ring. Sorry, everybody. Sorry to call so late. It is a matter of some import. If you could please make your way over to Ryder HQ post-haste. Thank you very much.
I love this. I love the vista of like Geun and Lucian hanging over each other's shoulders, just on their phones to the signal. You know.
Yeah. No. This is really good. If we had a bigger viewer base, this would start so many ship fics.
Yo, honestly.
Well. You know, y'all know fan artists. Go tell them about the show. Hold on. We will fast forward things a little bit, and we don't need to go back to the map screen for this. We are just going to go and move over to Ryder HQ. You make your way in, past the bowling alley. You're all aware of how to get into the main base of the headquarters at this point. And sitting in the area as before, when Agent Fields was doing a debriefing from your first investigation, he is already waiting there. You should all have control over your tokens' legs, so feel free to move about the scene as thou wilt.
Oh no, Geun's fallen and he can't get up.
Do Geun and Lucian have like signs of their particular fight? Is Geun limping a bit? Is the black eyes and stuff? So
Quite possibly.
I think probably no black eyes, but Geun probably is limping.
Yeah.
Lucian maybe. Someone might like clap Lucian on the shoulder or something, and Lucian will just recoil after getting a big bruise there.
fun afternoon, guys.
Yo.
Hi.
Good afternoon, Team Delta. Agent Fields is not smiling.
Why so serious?
It's the Stitch Fields.
Greeting Fields. What's
Yes,
going on?
Sorry to call you in so late. There has been... things have progressed somewhat since we managed to retrieve you all from the second case. Once again, congratulations on being able to solve that case. Charlotte Washington is in a stable condition, but I am afraid she has not woken up yet.
Geun passes a concerned look at Sabine.
Yeah, Sabine is like chewing on her lip.
As we've gone through some of our reports and investigated, or at least talked to some of the people involved in a capacity that wouldn't necessarily reveal the nature of Ryder, but there are certain things about the circumstances that aren't fully making sense. So I thought it would be best to have a chat with all four of you to give me more of a specific debriefing about the case at hand, and then maybe that will give us the insight that we need to be able to solve some of the problems that we've got going.
Yeah. Cool. Let's do that.
Yeah. Rock away, Andy. Go for it. So you're pulling up a seat.
You all kind of like make your way to. There's no booth seating in this area, but you all kind of like
something to lean.
Sit around. There's no booth seating on this kind of specific photograph, but there's booth seating within the space. So you all have a moment sitting around. It's like, Now, none of this is especially, I don't think there's necessarily anything untoward. We're just kind of confused at how things have kind of turned out. So we looked into the tarot card that was extracted, and actually it was behaving quite oddly on the way over here. It was crackling and glitching and fading, reports say from some of our reconnaissance agents. Once we managed to get it inside Raider HQ, it stabilized, but it was acting quite strangely. And he, in a similar way to before, where there was kind of like a plexiglass sleeve, that you'd almost kind of keep an actual trading card in, where he produced the Emperor before. If I can actually find the token for it, that would be great. Yeah, he produces the similar here. Squashed and terrible. Thanks, Roll20. I appreciate it.
Boy, he's thick.
In fact, I wanted to be able to. I forgot I wanted to kind of like set effects on this, and I don't have it. So instead, it'll just be flipped backwards, so it's obvious that there's something wrong with it. But yeah, it's visually wrong. It definitely looks like it's supposed to be a tarot card, and the weird, pixelated, distorted figure on the card looks like St. Michael. Yes, this doesn't look anything. Well, it looks like the card that you all managed to retrieve before, but yes, it appears that there's something horribly wrong, and maybe it's just the circumstances under which it was acquired. So I wanted to ask a few questions about the proceedings, if that's okay.
I mean, quick question, Bill, just as Sonichi in an attempt to deflect horribly. What makes these particularly different from anything else that we can... Because I know there was a big deal made about the first tarot card, about it being a work of fiction in sort of reality, but sort of reached behind his head and put his hat on. Just the hat, out of nowhere. I mean, this seems to be a trick we can do.
Yes, well, there is, I'm in real life, I'm thinking of the correct word, and give me a second. Yes, well, the reason why the initial tarot card that you retrieved was of note was because it managed to exist entirely standalone, despite being a fictional object in the real world. We didn't necessarily need to believe it was real, it just was. And I know that that's a very hard concept to process. After all, the chairs that we're sitting on are real, and we don't need to think about whether they're real or not, they just are. But with fictional entities, well, they wouldn't be able to maintain state. But, despite that, it continued to exist. However, the tarot card that we retrieved from this previous mission, it struggled to do that. Something about it was weaker, more inconsistent than the one that you all managed to retrieve previously. And so, I have a few questions.
Geun visibly looks very nervous. If there's one thing he is not good at, it's lying.
Agent Fields turns to look at both Sabine and Sonichi. Clearly, on the mission that you were just on, something about it, I think you might have... do you two understand your mythos a little better? Because I can feel a palpable change in both of you.
I think I've certainly come to some sort of understanding within myself.
Do you know the names of your mythos?
I learned its true name and then forgot it, and then learned a different true name. So I don't know if I'm onto something or if I'm not onto anything.
Sonichi will just nod.
What is it, if you don't mind my asking? I can make some guesses.
As odd as this is going to sound, Andy, as much as obviously I trust you and my friends here, I think it's sort of Achilles heel I'd like to keep quiet.
Agent Fields says nothing but nods solemnly. By the by, did Team Gamma assist all of you on your previous investigation?
They were great.
Indeed.
All past grudges were buried. Me and Vega exchanged phone numbers. We all ate breakfast together. It was great.
Mm-hmm. She's DM'd you a handful of times after the fact, whether you've responded or not. But
I think we went out and got coffee or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm glad that the two teams are getting along. It's something that we're valuing quite highly. After all, Jungsberg has never had two teams working in tandem before. In what capacity did they assist you, if you don't mind my asking?
They fought us and taught us a thing or two.
Oh, well.
Bit of active sparring.
Yeah.
Quite interesting.
In addition, they assisted us with the investigation, lending some of their deductive reasoning and other powers to assist us on apprehending the evildoer feels too on the nose. The culprit. There we go.
Indeed. Kier is a fantastic researcher, and Vega has the social skills, maybe, that Kier lacks when it needs, when additional witnesses and things are involved. So they make an excellent team. Moving on. How did you find the nightmare?
We were pulled in an extreme game of tennis, but we were judged by the kind of the persona, the judge, jury, and executioner. So there was a rift. We were pulled in when we got too close to finding out the truth, the identity of the culprit, and they put us on trial. So we were invited, in a sense.
Oh, tennis, you say? So it was on the tennis courts on Elysium Island?
Yeah.
Agent Fields wrote something down. Oh, since it was a public area, were there any civilians present before or after your access into the CU?
No.
I'll back that up now.
Did they... So, just for a character judge perspective, are the other two characters forgetting or deliberately not mentioning the
Not mentioning.
secretary? Okay. Sonichi will just nod along with the other two.
I think while Fields is looking at the others and doesn't have line of sight on Lucian lowers their brow and just sends a very piercing glare at, I think, probably everyone, because no one's saying anything.
Sabine interjected first. So Sabine, go and give me a convince roll, please.
Sure. Can I use tags?
Oh, I meant to mention that you can use tags. Two things. After everybody, I pushed forward a little bit because I realised we're starting to get slightly tight on time. Apologies. So, at the end of all that round of social links, you've all managed to kind of heal yourselves a bit emotionally. The two people who have guilty as a status, which is Sonichi and Sabine, drop that by 1, please.
Woo.
Also, that status of guilty will be a -1 modifier to your convince roll, Sabine.
Okay. I'm gonna do protect Sabine Kistner. I'm gonna do seemingly innocent, and can't be too safe. So I'll do all 3, and then -2.
Yep, that is,
I guess.
that is no, it's just the -1 on it. It'll be,
okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So I'll just put 2 tags on then.
Sure, that works.
Is that how that works?
You can do
Okay.
that works too.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
Okay. What power 2 tag are you going to give Agent Fields?
Trusting.
Very well. He's like, oh, there was nobody there. Well, thank goodness. It's very, very shocking for those who are fully mundane to experience lapses of logic, he says with a bit of but despite him, accepting that as truth, the energy in the room becomes tenser. So,
Going shifts uncomfortably.
mhm.
Well, there was like this weird shimmer, I think.
Oh,
And there was like, I don't know, I couldn't place it, but Lucian, what did you think?
Fields, could you repeat the question, please?
well, I was about to go and follow on, but this weird shimmer that Geun saw might be interesting and necessary to the case. And you have something more to say about that, Lucian?
You were asking if there were any civilians around.
Yes, I did ask that, but apparently there weren't any from your report. Agent Fields gestures towards Sabine, and when she immediately plugged up with no, there weren't.
Yeah, Lucian looks at Sabine directly and makes eye contact with her. Lucian's expression is very stern. Sabine, how are you reacting to this?
She's staring you right back. She's being defiant.
I'm sorry, Fields. I think there must have been a little bit of a mix-up, maybe a timeline confusion. There was one civilian.
Could I clock a potential rewind just on potentially reading the scene?
Oh, sure.
Possibly not see how interrupt her. Maybe Sonichi sort of seeing how Lucian's going to react. It said, certainly there wasn't anyone in the collective unconscious with us, if that was the question. Almost trying to cover for Sabine a bit.
Okay.
Sort of seeing how it was going. There were a few people dotted around in the fields. In the tennis courts, including a secretary, I'd say, smiling somewhat at Lucian in a vaguely disarming manner.
I think that's perfectly fine. If you don't mind, Sabine, I would like to take down the trusting 2 to a trusting 1.
Yeah?
So your kind of like convincing and smoothing did go through successfully with the great success, but the strength of the status is not quite as high. Yes, that actually matches up with the reports. The med techs who retrieved Charlotte after your excursion did also find a 1 thrips through notes. Leslie Yardley?
I don't know her name, but sure.
Indeed. She was quite shaken up, as it seems. But then it seems that she was quite emotionally close to Charlotte, so I'm not surprised.
Thank you for the clarification, Shinichi.
Yeah. Sorry, Lucian, just wanted to chip in.
No need to apologize at all.
So, once you entered into the collective unconscious, Agent Fields gets back on topic. Could you take me through what happened between the nightmare being defeated and the card manifesting? These are all entirely reasonable questions for Agent Fields to ask.
Sabine stares down Lucian this time.
Going starts whistling. No, it doesn't start whistling.
I think we'll if there's a bit of sort of party sort of stare-offs going on, Sneechy just might slide in with the very similar to how it went last time. To be perfectly honest, Andy, it was just we sort of broke through the defences, and with the final sort of strike, they went down, and then once everything slowly settled, the card manifested.
Sunichi, give me a convince roll. You would have a -1 penalty for being guilty, but Fields is trusting 1, so that cancels out.
Oh, wonderful.
Can I help you in any way? Let me check real quick.
If for expediency, I kind of want to let Sunichi just kind of go for this one at the site.
No, that's fine. I'll sneak. I don't think there's that many attacks I can really add to this. Unarmed combat. No, definitely not.
I suppose it's just going to be a flat 2d6 then.
Yeah, we'll keep it on flat 2d6. We'll see how his thing goes. Whiff.
Uh-oh!
Nothing happened at all. It was exactly as last time. Well, that doesn't seem to I would take that as gratis. After all, I wasn't physically there. But there's the case of Charlotte's physical condition.
Indeed.
The trusting 1 has been erased.
Well, let's dive into that so that we can all get on the same page. I think we can all agree that's important for a team to be on the same page. No?
Sure, Lucian, tell me, how did Charlotte Washington get so injured since Yusuke was extracted with relatively little damage?
You know, I've been asking myself the same question the entire time between then and now. Now, I know some of the things that I saw. We had a rather intense fight, but things hit an uncomfortable fever pitch. And Sabine, you seem like you'd be best equipped to explain this. You know better than all of us, so please, why don't you get us all on the same page here?
Oh, Marcy just got back, by the way. Marcy, you're gonna have to spill the beans to the Fields.
So what's going on?
Lucian Lucian has basically been going like, Lucian is very directly pressuring you to explain what happened, giving like a, well, I've been wondering what happened too. We had an intense fight, but...
The specific question being asked here is, how did Charlotte Washington get so injured?
Sure, I guess I just hit her too hard in the unconscious. I can't control my own strength sometimes, and when you're fighting for your life, you do what you gotta do. So, I don't know. I guess I hurt her, and it's unfortunate. Never planned on doing that.
This time, give me a face danger roll, Sabine. There is a guilty 2 coming at you. Let's see if you can shrug off this the weight of this half-truth you're telling.
Hey, sure fucking can.
Yeah!
Yeah, you tell that half-truth entirely straight-faced
This is all thanks to my new persona, which will get revealed to you guys later, but they're helping me out a bunch.
So to be clear, this half truth that is not a truth is this didn't happen during the fight. This happened after the fight, where she just went further, right?
Oh yeah, she turned back into normal, and Nemesis kept going.
Yeah. I mean, Sunichi sort of leaned back on the thing, reaching probably for a cigarette, looking at the various smoke alarms around and putting it back in, I'll probably say. I suppose unlike our previous case, there was more actual inbuilt malicious in the actual person rather than just the mythos. There was probably more of a gelling between the two, so it did take more effort to put her down.
I see. I have one final question for you all. When we extracted Yusuke Tenma, he reported seeing a fortune teller's in the space that apparently bestowed him that awakening to Arcana. Unfortunately, Charlotte has been unconscious ever since we retrieved her, so she's not been able to give a statement. But did she mention anything of seeing a fortune teller? Now, this is a fine detail that you wouldn't necessarily remember unless you'd watched the VOD recently. She didn't. However, Shinichi, you have seen the fortune teller.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know how evasive Shinichi's going to be. I think it's almost going to be come out with the truth because it lets him lie easier down the line. So Shinichi will possibly with the most smug, self-facing grin go, no, she didn't say a word, but I've seen it.
You've seen the fortune teller?
I've seen the shop. It appeared to me, trying to impel me to come inside. I didn't bother, Ilsa.
Well, that's incredibly concerning. Although, and he cradles his chin in one hand and looks hard at his notes on the table. It showed up before Yusuke when he was at his emotional nadir under extreme emotional stress. So, why did it show before you? And Agent Fields looks at you with concern in his eyes. I assume the rest of the table are also looking at Shinichi because this is new information.
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
What are your expressions?
I think Lucian is...
Oh no, not this one. This one.
Before, Lucian's expression was very cold and stern, but now with this, it's like, like just genuine eyebrows raised surprise.
Yeah, Geun is he obviously he caught himself playing both fields, and he's nervous, but now this is adding up to it. So this is becoming just becoming a scrum debate that he can't keep track of. So he's just hands in his hair, just what the hell is going on even anymore.
Sabine is looking at Shinichi, she looks at Shinichi and then looks up at Geun and does a "told you so," not vocally, but with the little head.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's relatively clear looking at the overarching things that are going on in the city that there's someone behind the scenes pulling the strings for things. And I guess they saw an opportunity to try and approach me and make an offer, but you don't take things which have so many strings attached, says Shinichi with a shrug. It's bad business sense. People who've got wrapped up in their own self issues, like the two cases that we put down, Ilsa, had sufficient weakness in character that they felt they needed to take those offers. I don't, Ilsa.
Agent Fields' eyes behind his dark glasses show concern, but the rest of his face is stony. Yes, in this line of work, being able to maintain our mental health, grip on what is real and what is not is of utmost importance. While believing in the fiction, and I've warned you this several times, but this feels worth repeating, while believing in the fiction can turn you on to some incredible power, it's dangerous. So, if there's a circumstance where the fortune teller is appearing before you and his face breaks into genuine concern, I should be telling you to pursue that. We need to know what's inside. We need to know who's operating that. But I don't really want to put you into that situation unnecessarily. You're just a child.
Thanks, says Sunichi, giving him the most flattest look.
You can pout at me all you like, but I'm your ward for more than just having somebody at home base who can inform you what's going on. This governmental organization is important and it is secretive, but I am not in the business of sending teenagers to the mental slaughtering block.
Oh, who is then? No, I'm sorry, that was bad taste. Bad taste, says Sunichi.
Agent Fields' expression is unreadable at that question. At the very least, he says, standing up, and often, I think in the nature of how this is like shot as an anime, you can see his eyes tinted behind the sunglasses. You do not see his eyes as he stands up. Those are all the additional questions that I have for you. Thank you so much for again coming here on short notice and answering. I think it will be much more useful in terms of getting to the bottom of this. We'll continue to investigate the tarot card, and when we find new results, we'll be sure to let you all know.
Anytime Fields, she's like overly out, like really just like completely out of character, like cheery, trying to just like play it off and be like, nothing's going wrong here. Like,
this
hey,
conversation's over. I get to go home. Bye.
Right.
Is it worth us having a scene in top the corridor almost as we're walking out?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, sure. Eventually, Agent Fields bids you all adieu and goes to the kind of like R&D room down the corridor and out of sight.
Lucian, what the fuck was that?
I could ask you the same thing, Sabine. And Sunichi.
I was going to say, do we want to form an orderly crew of who wants to give me shit first, says Sunichi, lighting up a cigarette.
I'll go last because I need to talk to Lucian too. Figure we'll make it efficient.
Really, I think we should all talk, and I'm much less concerned about you, Sunichi, than you, Sabine. After what happened there, you didn't tell us anything. No one... And Lucian gestures to Shinichi and Geun, and neither of you seemed very concerned either. This is serious.
No.
And if we're acting, let me finish. If we're acting as a team, we can't keep secrets like these from each other, and we need to be concerned when things go off the rails and people lose control.
I talked to Sabine about this. She got this. Right, Sabine? Tell them you got this.
I got this.
Offers a cigarette.
Sabine, why don't I believe you? Is it the fact that you just spoke with one person instead of all of us about this? Is it the fact that it's taken us this long to have this conversation? Or is it the fact that you went to lie to Fields about this, and it was only Shinichi that managed to salvage the situation?
You should be more concerned that Sunichi is the one who's telling the truth here with what he's got going on. However, I tried to talk to you about your whole leadership thing, and maybe that would have come up if you weren't looking for ways out every single second you got. I know that you don't trust me, and that's fine. I was hoping I could prove it to you again next time. But, you know... just talk to Geun. He's the only one who ever reached out. He knows what's going on. Sabine's gonna turn to leave.
Does anybody stop Sabine?
No.
Okay. Sabine, you ascend the stairs and make your way out of the base.
Oh,
Give her some time, Lucian. She's got a lot to internalise. It's the thing with some of the mythos is, at least what I've observed, some of them are more emotional rather than cerebral, if that makes sense.
Well, Geun, you said you had more information about this.
Yeah.
Well, go on.
Listen, you know what Field said at the beginning? Like this whole writer's thing can keep minor things under wraps, but stuff like a permanent injury that's looking like Charlotte's gonna go under that, you know? That's gonna be the real situation. Charlotte's not waking up, she might have like permanent damage to her, and Ryder's not gonna be able to keep that under wraps. She got a record. If this can be traced back to her, she's gonna go gone for good, and we're gonna not only lose a team member, but we're gonna be responsible for putting that girl. We're gonna put Sabine behind bars for God knows how long.
Especially considering who it is. I mean, we're talking like some.
It's just some
rich heiress.
Yeah, I liked her cousin better anyway.
Lucian is pinching their pinching the space in between their eyebrows in frustration. You're not thinking about this with perspective. Yes, we cover for Sabine this time. Fine, so she doesn't go behind bars. I can understand that, but one, that should have been a conversation that we all had together to agree on that, not something that was foisted upon us. Two, she needs to learn to get that under control. We can probably cover this up and get away with it. But what if it happens again? And again and again? Are we just going to keep covering up for her until it all comes out and then it's not just her behind bars, but all of us too? Are we willing to just let her go scot-free on this? No conversation, no agreements, no nothing, just it's fine, Sabine, it happens. It's the nature of the mythos. And then find ourselves with an anchor tied around our neck when we can't keep up with it anymore.
You just have to learn to keep up, says Shinichi, sighing slightly. Probably also glancing at his phone again in a sort of peak of irritation as he's seen another text from something else turn up. The mythos isn't the only thing that we've all got going on. Yes, we look after each other as a team, but there's a lot of shit to deal with. We'll support Sabine, we'll help her, but fundamentally, it's her mythos, it's under her control, it's her who...
It's under her control? Are you sure? Do you really think it's under her control? Because I'm not sure.
Well, exactly, she's... Well, control's kind of a subjective thing. It's whether she's embracing it or folding herself away from it.
What are you even saying? What are you even trying to say?
That it's her choice. We can support. It's her decision how this turns out. Sometimes life's a bit shit, it'll start walking off, and you really do have to look after yourself.
Does anybody stop Shinichi from leaving?
Lucian does put a hand on Shinichi's shoulder. If this happens again, I will not protect her.
Your call, my friend. Your call.
And with that...
Shinichi. No, Geun says that to Shinichi.
Nope.
Shinichi, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing with fucking fire.
Manifest them. There we go.
Yep. Go on.
Yeah. You're playing with fucking fire.
I know. But, yeah. Beats the bottom of the docks with an anchor around your neck, doesn't it? Say with a sigh, and look to his phone again and just start walking off like something else has taken his interest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know what to use my card on.
Ooh.
I guess there's gonna be a bonus scene.
Sorry, no, this can be something we resolve next one, because this could be this is a short prompt, doesn't have any immediate stuff.
We can set this in motion, but there's a short scene that happens after this one, and then there can be, I guess, like the post-credits scene where we can set up what Geun's thing is.
It's literally single sentence. Don't worry about it.
Sure. Is there any conversation between the Lucian and Geun before we move to the, I guess, penultimate scene?
I think Lucian shakes their head. This is a mess, but I'm glad at least this. I feel like I can trust you somewhat, Geun.
Yeah, I mean, you literally beat it into me. So,
I'd like to think there was more to that than just some simple violence.
There was. And, Shinichi's right, in a sense. We got a lot to deal with, and as leader, you gotta get invested. What's going on with us?
Oh, I'm invested.
Okay. And with that, the scene, well, what layer am I on? So you can actually see my ping, otherwise it does. We move things on. The scene pulls out from Rider HQ and moves to Shinichi's house. Let's see.
God, it looks like a bedsit in Blackpool.
Finding good pictures of bedrooms on.
Oh, it works
Royalty Free
perfectly.
is,
No, it's good.
Yeah. I get, this is definitely a hotel room because you can tell there's a towel there, but whatever. Let's not think about it too hard. You make your way back to your house. Geun lives in an apartment, but I don't know what kind of house Shinichi lives in.
I feel it'd be like one of the really old sort of terraced housing that you probably get running through the streets, where it's almost your sort of back areas of like I think like Newcastle. The Red Brick will have like the row after row after row of terraced housing.
And you make it back, and after the scattering of texts you've been getting over the last maybe 2 hours, you actually get a phone call this time.
Yo, Shinichi here.
It is Carolina Jansen who gave you a call previously. They are Baz's right-hand lady, second in command of the Tolado family.
Carolina, I've been waiting for you to call. How's your evening been, Ilse?
Yes, indeed. You've been doing a good job of avoiding my calls, so I figured I would... you were doing a good job of not calling me, so I figured I would call you.
Busy day. I apologise entirely. Schoolwork and all.
Hopefully earning money towards your severance pay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Working towards it as best as I can.
Yes, indeed. I hope so. Although I was just calling you to let you know that your severance pay is due in the next 4 days.
That long? Wonderful. Yes, I'm sure that'll be... Oh, come on, be fucking reasonable, Sir Shinichi.
Oh, no, it's fine, really. If you can't pay, don't worry. After all, Baza has a long-haul shipping job that he needs the extra labor for. He'll be gone for a long time, but I promise you, if you try to run instead, you won't be coming back to Youngsburg at all.
Lovely to chat as always, Carolina.
Mind how you go. You know the account to deposit the money into.
Oh, I do. Thanks.
She hangs up.
I think there'll be a phone just dropped on the bed. Just grip onto the sort of sides of the bed frame. And there'll almost be this moment where we're expecting a large exclamation of swearing. Shinichi will just sort of breathe slightly, look calm, turn round and look in the mirror and probably see the hat, the mustache, and the outfit of the Napoleon of crime. Okay, we need to go to work.
Yeah, indeed. You were so close in terms of your research in being able to find some way to duplicate valuables, but it wasn't enough. Something about the setup that you had handy isn't enough to get it there. You're going to need something big. You're going to need a delusion maybe more than your own. You might need to go and create a nightmare. Welcome to case number 3. Deal with the devil. And I guess we have a bonus scene, which I'm going to go and move y'all to the loading page real quick while I go and restart the Red Brick Run. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
This was intense. This was great.
Good.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This has genuinely been so good. This is all been, absolutely so. These scenes, man. This is why we have downtime.
Yeah. This felt like a heist, honestly. Just chasing those emotions.
A heist, you say?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoy those. Cool. The credits roll as per most anime, and then after the credits, we get an additional scene of Geun having made their way back home. I think.
Yeah, I'm back home.
Delane is in.
Delane. Hi, Dad. Bye, Dad. And Geun rushes to his room.
Oh, son, as you quickly move out of sight.
Quick question, Nathan. God, GM, expropriation, right? That choice.
Sure,
Is that...
I'll read that out again in terms of...
Yeah.
So expropriation. Rewrite your own story to solve a problem. New problems may manifest as a consequence.
Does it have to be my own problems?
It
Or my
says
own
solve
story?
a problem.
Solve a problem.
I wrote these quite specifically in terms of their phrasing.
Okay. Alright, Kim. I know what I want to do.
It echoes in your head. Kim does not physically manifest.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want?
I figured out, Shinichi, spend time with him, and he's cooking up something big. And I realized that no one should hold that much power. The real thing, that is. He's got a phony. I got the real thing, but even the phony's too big. Now, with Sabine, I realized that there's some things I want to protect. And there's things worth fighting for other than vengeance or wanting to see your own selfish desires manifested.
Yeah. You're saying a whole lot of words, but what are you actually gonna do?
And with Lucian, I realized I'm just weak. I need to get strong before that. So I'm gonna clear Sabine's name.
Very interesting.
I want that record clean.
You remove the tarot card from the lining of your jacket. It sits there, clean and pristine, depicted with the helmeted visage of Justice St. Michael. And you say, as if casting a spell or making a wish for a genie,
I want that record clean.
and with that, we're going to end our session for today.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Well, stick around for comments and kudos and everything.
Oh yeah. Plus,
Stick around because we have to unpack.
Oh,
a-
wow. What
a
a
neat
fucking
plug I've
session.
got at the end.
One time I wish we did cams, so you could have seen the jaw drop that I did there.
Oh my
can we-
god.
Mhm.
Woo!
That was good.
This is fanning myself. Whew.
What a game.
What a game! What a crap! What a team!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is why we do this, everybody. Friends and enemies, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen in the non-binary. This is why we fucking do this. Oh my god. Before we go into comments and kudos, I would quite quickly like to do the credits first, because I don't want to do it at the very, very end. Because, people might click away from the stream and not see the fantastic range of people who have been working with us. Also, because we have a new patron. Thank you, Steve Stivatkis, for becoming a patron of Phantom Arts Entertainment. We love and appreciate everyone who lends money towards paying for hosting for the subscription service that lets me put all these graphics and music into Roll20. More than anything else. Oh my god. Thank you to our wide selection of fantastic artists. For our next session there will be 2 new artists, but I don't want to spoil who they are just yet, because their art hasn't appeared yet. But yes. If you too would like to go and support Phantom Arts Entertainment, you can do so at our Patreon, which is linked right there for you in that image, but I will also post it in the Twitch doobly-doo. Okay, with all that out of the way, comments and kudos. So who would like to give kudos first?
Ooh.
Yeah. Rushing in.
Give us a name, Nathan.
Okay,
I can go first.
Sure.
I think I'm going to give my kudos to Marcy, because I have strong feelings about Sabine right now, and I appreciate you. I appreciate how you've been playing Sabine. This powder keg is getting stuffed to the brim, and I feel like what happened between Lucian and Geun today may be just the tip of the iceberg, so I'm looking forward to that.
I think Lucian and Sabine play off each other so well in a different way. Sabine, a different way from Geun and Sabine. And the way that you play Lucian is fantastic as a
thank you.
Sabine. So I can only do this powder keg. I can only stuff it with your very own gunpowder. So thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah. I'll absolutely have to lather some praise on Ruben, and never have been so glad that he won the dice roll to get that card, because it's worked out absolutely spectacularly from a narrative point, and that brilliant sort of dun-dun-dun moment at the end of the session as well, along with all the other scenes as it went along. Just works so damn well.
You know what I love is that no one in the team knows that that Geun had the original, and he's just doing his thing on the background. Oh my god!
And now that card no longer exists. So
yep, I was
the perfect crime.
Perfect crime is
well until Agent Fields goes like, okay, so this card was clearly fake. Where's the real one?
Don't know.
Perfect crime.
Perfect.
Oh, you
crime?
mean this? Hand him 4 cards.
Is this your card, Ace of Diamonds?
Yes, go ahead, Ruben.
Yeah, I want to give big kudos to Will, because I knew about the downtown scene we had planned was like wrestling training. I hadn't, so that didn't happen.
In a very loose sense.
So,
yeah, no, that was after the scene with Sabine happened. I was like, oh, I got to do this very differently.
So yeah, no, I love little BTS here behind the scenes. I pressed Will to read my text message, which was let's play this as a Kurosawa film.
It's funny because I was already basically thinking that. So we had a full synchro there.
It felt appropriate, and we went for it. I love me some like friends who inevitably have to fight each other anime trope. I love that. I love the fact that the wrestler got his shit kicked in by like a nerd. Revenge of the nerds, everyone.
Oh gosh, yeah. Sabine already gave kudos. Marcy already gave kudos for well. It was a tennis match of kudosing. Fantastic.
Can I do another one? So sorry.
Oh sure, no. Go ahead.
For that to count as my kudos. I'm gonna just kudo fucking everybody now because I was already gonna give out 2 kudos, and since what I said before was counting as kudos, it's just everybody's getting kudos tonight. First, for Ruben, holy shit, you're setting up this like diverging time path thing. Who knows what Nathan is gonna have me do, if I'm gonna like rewrite my entire character or just like picking up without the record ever existing.
Yeah,
Nathan
some
and I
stuff
need to
doesn't
talk about this because we don't know what it's gonna be, and it's gonna be insane.
It turned out Geun turned up and beat up your parents.
Yeah. Now Geun is the one who has the record, and he's all emo. It's crazy. So that's awesome. Shout outs for like using this God button on a different player. That's insane. And then also for Sunichi, for Tom, you're like a good buddy I didn't meet until right now. Even though we don't talk outside of this stuff, we just have there's a connection, a chemistry that I like with you when we play. And the way that you do Sunichi, even though I'm not quite sure, Sabine's like opinion of you changes every single session, but I feel like at the end of the day, she's still going to be like, "Hey, Sunichi, let me help out with your like debt money," because that's what I want to do. I was like, Sabine wants to help him out right now, so kudos to you for playing that like "fuck you, I hate you, let me help you" character, because that's great.
Thank you.
And little do you know, Sunichi's going to need all the help that he can get.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh. Again, I mean, I've said this now like 3 or 4 times, but this is really, really so good. I really appreciate this hot fire all of you are bringing to the table in terms of character acting and helping shape both the world and the story, in addition to just moving the actual investigation plot threads along, because there's always this weird tightrope, and I think this is something that anybody who does a mystery game is going to run into, the tightrope between making a sensible mystery that people can engage in and solve, but also solve in their own way and not feel like they are doing a Phoenix Wright point and click where they just need to say the right thing in the right places and then it works. And that requires a lot of experimentation, I think, on everybody's part. I'm glad that the post-mission interview scene with Agent Fields went down as well as it did.
Indeed.
Yeah. I mean, I put those questions in and I was like, ooh, this is really shitty.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know what's going on, so all those questions were entirely sensible to ask. And on that note, what are we looking forward to?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Brief shout out to Nathan as GM for having so much good environmental and audio prep. You had the assets, and I respect the hell out of that. Let's see, things that I'm looking forward to. I think I'm looking forward to some tense scenarios where Sabine and where everyone will need to work together. Like, when something happens between Lucian and Sabine, I think it should be after a good amount of, the two being forced to coexist. So I'm looking forward to that happening.
I'm looking forward to that powder clag just blowing up.
Oh yeah. No, the depending on how things go in terms of pacing, we are the next episode will be the denouement. It will definitely be a case in itself, but I think what happens emotionally over the course of that case will spill directly into what the final session is. So yeah, as ever, please do DM me if you have plans, TM, and we will make that shit occur.
Okay.
Tom, what are you looking forward to?
I think this is the point where I drop into dramatic anime pose, sort of clasped hand in front of the screen with a wide-eyed grin, suffering. I think next session.
Possibly your own, depending on how easy setting up your own heist is.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
To pull the curtain a little bit, and just to kind of give everybody an idea of tone, next session is going to be mostly in the collective unconscious. There's some bits and pieces of the preamble to obviously get everybody there, and we might be doing that in a rather relatively expedited sense. But I recently finished Yakuza 0, and it is a very, very, very good game. I enjoyed it a lot. And I have next week off, and Like a Dragon coming in the mail. So that game is a very different interpretation of it is a mundane world, and a very small selection of people are perceiving it as a fantastical nature in a way nobody else is, and I'm really looking forward to mining that for inspiration for this upcoming heist. It's gonna be really exciting. Did I miss anybody in terms of what they're looking forward to?
Marcy?
I'm looking forward to whatever Sabine 2.0 turns out to be. There was already going to be a 2.0 rebirth with how I
intend to do your new theme book, yeah.
Right, with my new theme book, it was already going to be a sort of change in direction, but not completely with Sabine. And now, who knows what the fuck is going to happen? So I'm excited to see whether it's just a persona that's changing or if it's Sabine. So fun stuff.
Persona or person.
Exactly.
When they're one and the same. Masks and so on and so forth. Theming. There is remaining of kind of like a shill and cleanup. So on Sunday, I will be on stream, but not this stream. I will be on the Arvan Eleven tabletop RPG stream, where I have been appearing relatively regularly to do a Blades in the Dark or a Forged in the Dark system called the Clampdown. But I will be actually on Sunday at, let me get the times right because time zones, 3 p.m. in the UK, but 10 a.m. on Eastern, running running a micro RPG that I released for a book. There's a book that James D'Amato, the known tabletop RPG is releasing a book called the Ultimate Micro RPG book, I think it's called. And I have a game in there called On All Frequencies, and it is a game about being a group of people who work in a radio station on a day that all communication drops off aside from their service. And the GM in it does nothing but play music according to what the players are doing. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually sick. Oh, jeez.
I did a test run in real life with my friends, and it was genuinely magical. So I'm looking forward to running it again on live for the general internet. And we will be doing it on this channel as well. That Twitter link that I just posted in the chat has a link to information about that and the wide variety of other things happening that Sunday. But yeah. I'll also be playing On All Frequencies on this channel as well. We will work out a way of doing it that doesn't necessarily make DMCA mad. Because, I could just do all of this with like Incompetech royalty-free music, which is what we'll be doing for the stream on Sunday. But I want to do it with video game music though.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find a way to make that work, and that will be happening here. But if you want to see the game played live soon, go tune in to the Arvan Eleven Twitch channel, Ellerin channel on Sunday. Otherwise, my other new game, God, I'm releasing all the games at the moment. That's strange. My other new game, Heartbeats in Perfect Sync, will be releasing on itch.io for £5, which is not very much, considering Dungeons & Dragons is charging, what, like 50 quid for a hardback nobody actually needs. So, you know, go and buy that when it comes out. If 10 people buy it, I'll recoup the costs that I spent buying all the fonts for it. So,
£5. Let me do some calculation to US dollars.
$5 US.
That's like $200 US. Oh, inflation jokes.
Oh, no. But yeah, that's going to be coming out. So super excited. It is to actually talk about what the fuck it even is. It is inspired by the wide variety of urban fantasy JRPGs with shonen-style characters. It's all about being plucky, ordinary people who use their smartphones to summon gigantic weapons and then fight negative emotions using them. If you've ever played and enjoyed Kingdom Hearts The Wild Ends With You, Under Night in Birth, Tokyo Xanadu, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and the wide variety of other Persona rip-offs, you will enjoy this tabletop RPG. So please keep an eye out on both my Twitter, which you can find at PhantomArtsEnt, and at my itch.io for when that releases. Does anybody else want to do any shameless self-promo while we are live on the
I would love to. I have actually, in under 6 hours, that's right, it's a midnight release of a game that I have been developing for over 2 years at this point. It's Beta 7 of Net Battlers, the unofficial Mega Man Battle Network role-playing system. I'm going to be hosting a release party in the Merrymancer Games Discord server, which I can put a link to very briefly. In fact, I can do.
Put your general website in there, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Discord as well. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I am so excited for it. I'm going to be having a bunch of people in the voice chat to celebrate. The Merrymancer Games server has like over 1,000 people in it, so it's going to be a party. And this has some of my best work yet, so I am so excited to release this.
We've yet to run Net Battlers for the channel, but that is actually something that I would quite like to do in December as our Christmas episode, so on and so forth. I have not even started making the assets for that, so I guess that's what I'm going to be spending my week off doing. But yeah. Net Battlers is, I think, pound for pound, the RPG I have spent the most time either playing or GMing. So, you know, important game to me. So please do check out Net Battlers Beta 7. It's going to be a sick time.
Big kiss.
Cool. Is that our show?
I think
that's our
that's
show.
I think that's our show. Thank you so much, genuinely, for both my players. Thank you so much for being on with this game with me. We've almost reached the end. We've woven an incredible story together. Thank you. Thank you to everybody tuning in the present, in the future, and in the past, if you're a time traveler. Please do continue to support the weird, cool art that we're making. Be gay, do crime. And we'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
So scary!